evening, everybody. Hi, I'm Craig. Welcome back to the Torment of Anglesey, which is, of course, called Cthulhu. We have today Garrett, Dave, and my lovely wife, Andrea. We are missing Aaron, who has
a toothache.
A toothache.
He has a Cthulhu in his mouth.
Yes.
He's going mad.
Yes. So we will pick up basically where we left off. At this point, Renee and Miranda have infiltrated, talked their way into the morgue at Grace Hospital to see the body of Mary Anglesey, who is Addison's mother. Okay, she apparently committed suicide, which Renee finds hard to believe because she was a very gregarious, friendly, outgoing, happy kind of person. However, that's the official story, is that she has in fact committed suicide. Okay, so where had your investigations left you? You had broken into the Titus Club. Mm-hmm. You had pretended to be servants. Yep. Although I think the information you got from that, apart from some disturbing sites around Landry, were pretty inconclusive, all in all, right?
There was a vat of weird stuff.
So the silver ewer that gave you weird sensations when you touched it, and also made people have a wicked rich people orgy after drinking booze from it. That definitely could be a follow-up. Mm-hmm. The German butler, I thought, might be an interesting lead. Manfred, yeah. We found out about the Anglesey family hex. 10 years ago, there was some sort of quote-unquote event, and the curse started. And then this was our common buddy Mason. And of course, a roll was whiffed, and he clammed right up, and he would talk no more about it, feeling like he'd violated a trust or something. Stromberg, you mentioned him just before we turned the camera on, was the previous owner of the mansion where the Titus Club is, and he went mad in 1919.
He is still incarcerated in a sanatorium.
Still incarcerated. I have to say, having played Cthulhu before, anyone who goes mad is an obvious person to interview, but I don't know, that's a little meta. I don't know if we're quite there yet as PCs, so we'll have to see if it actually makes story sense to go talk to him. Mm-hmm. We do know that there's lots of rich and powerful people going to the Titus Club, and Landry Kittredge is very much trying to draw them in based on some of the stuff he said. Mm-hmm. And you guys are following up on the odd suicide within the Anglesey family, which, who knows, maybe it's related to this curse.
Did Vincent sell it? Like, it was not the Titus Club when he was there? Did he...
Vincent.
The guy who owned the house that the Titus Club was in.
Oh, yes.
This was pre it being the Titus Club at all?
That is correct, yeah. So what happened was, the brief history that you guys found out about him was that his wife committed suicide after their infant died in 1914 of influenza. And then in 1919, he wasn't quite right after she had died, and in 1919 his family finally committed him to the sanitarium. The Titus Club itself actually stood empty for a number of years until the family finally sold it to Landry.
In 1921.
In 1921, correct.
Okay. I'm just wondering if... Okay. So I figured he went mad because of the wife and the kid.
Well, that's what the newspaper
That's
said.
the story.
That's the story.
The other notable thing is that it sounds like our young Ward Anglesey, whose name escapes, Addison Anglesey. He seems to think that Kittredge might be able to break the curse, like Kittredge is a sorcerer or something, which is obviously utterly ridiculous on the face of it. And we should discount it. And the ravings of like a misguided youth who's doing too much drugs right now.
Yes.
That's my position.
Well, and Mason was actually hesitant to even say it. Right? He just thought it was ridiculous to actually hear it. Mm-hmm. So...
how much cash do you have on hand? I'm banker tonight.
That is a very good question. I have $78 on hand. Because I made $20 last week.
Woohoo!
This is our cash number, right?
Yeah.
And anytime we spend stuff on less than spending level, it doesn't affect it at all? Or it does? Because I bought some booze in the first adventure.
Yeah. So your spending level is just small change, right?
Okay, so I should have full cash, I guess. I have 50.
What's your spending level?
10.
10, okay.
Yeah. Thanks.
Okay. The smell of money.
Monopoly.
That now smells of Dave.
All right. What's that?
That now smells
like
of
Dave's
chest.
Yeah. So I'm going to rule that Edward has decided to put his nose down because he's raised so much trouble with his boss, agent in charge Falcon, that he will not be joining you. He leaves you a message saying, "Listen, I got to cover some bases here."
He was told to finish off some paperwork too. It was like, finish those charts and maybe I'll give you something different.
Yeah.
Swab the cells.
So he is buckling down and actually doing that.
Obadiah will show up and he'll have like a plaster on his face and marks like he's been in a fight, especially on his knuckles.
Okay.
But he'll look totally pleased with himself. He'll be like, I can't talk about this. Confidentiality.
All right. So last where we left it, you guys were actually at the hospital, right?
Yes.
And you had just seen a disturbing sight,
Yeah.
right?
And it saw us.
Yes. What do you guys do about that?
I think I would take a few steps back and be like, what the mother...
Okay, absolutely.
But in French.
Yeah, no, you take a step back.
Yeah.
As you drop the hand, the eye actually sort of moves along the flesh, so it's not static, in order to maintain a view of the room.
You're being watched.
Right?
I so want to go up and see it closer, but medically speaking, what is that?
Okay. Does curiosity kill the cat?
It might.
Do you say religious oaths? Do you cross yourself, Renee?
I guess I don't know if I'm like a
Monsieur
scaredy cat. I don't know if I would be
Québécois.
afraid of it, or if I would actually just be like, what is it?
Well, no, he's Saskatchewan.
No,
French,
that's for you to
Oh,
determine.
well, yeah.
which is still
godless.
Still very,
silence.
still very religious,
I wanna go up to it
actually.
and-
I am.
I won't poke it, but I want to go up to it and
Based on my
look
relatives,
into it.
very-
Okay, so fair enough. As you approach it, I need you to make a sanity check.
Of course you do.
What occurs is as you approach it, it focuses on you, and its gaze is baleful. Like there is something.
Which one is that? 10?
What's that? So you have two.
Yep.
Yeah. You can use
Perfect.
this. Yeah.
And what?
Sanity. So 44 or less.
Oh. 88.
Okay. You can roll 1 die 4 minus 1. So die 4 is the triangle one. Yep. Roll that. Subtract 1. Minimum is 1.
3.
3. So is that 4 minus 1 is 3? Yeah.
Yes.
So move your sanity down from 44 to 41.
It's creepy, but so neat.
Yeah. So as you stare at it, there's two things. First off, the eye looks into your soul. That's the first thing. And as it does so, it transmits to you some forbidden knowledge that you feel tingle at the back of your mind, as if somehow in looking into the eye, you have connected with something bigger and darker. You can put down a check mark beside Cthulhu mythos.
Woo!
Okay.
Did she
Check
start
mark?
acting strangely?
Check mark here.
Yes. So
no
yeah. So
number there.
what's that?
Soon.
Yeah. Soon, my
Not
friend.
yet.
She like go like into like a gaze, like
Yeah, so she stops, and as you kind of move forward, she kind of holds up the hand to stare at the eye, and there is, like, she's mesmerized by it, right? She's frozen. You failed your sanity check, so I have your character for a little bit. Yeah, so she looks at it, and you can see, like, she's looking at it, and it's looking back at her.
Is she bringing it closer and closer to her
No,
own eye?
no, but she holds its gaze. Time to abandon Miranda. Good luck, Miranda. See ya.
You guys are having a movement.
seem very intimate together. Would there be any sort of like energy that I'd feel off it? Like, I don't know how to move the like. It's just between them and.
Okay, you see a fleshy eye
Yeah,
in a dead woman's hand. So, apart from the energy of what the fuck.
All right. I realize that she's not moving.
No, she's definitely transfixed by it.
Okay. I pull out my knife and I stab it.
Yes.
Okay.
That's Eddie. Cheers!
It's the right decision, friend.
Excellent decision, Eddie. Okay, so you stab it. I'm going to make you have a straight fighting check here. It's relatively easy. So, there's no defense.
I failed.
Did you?
Yep.
I was really hoping for the double zero. So
Even with the 70 fighting.
70 fighting and you missed.
Yeah.
All right, so you pull out your knife. Whoa, okay.
I hit the flesh next to it.
No, actually, as you stab, the eye dodges.
Oh, nice.
It actually, like the eye actually kind of moves up the arm, and you can see it past the wrist with like a little bit of a bubble, and then suddenly there's a lump there, and the eye opens once again. You can now make your sanity check.
That I passed.
Okay. You, in the meanwhile, when the eye moves, it's something like something flings you across the room, okay? And you are suddenly stumbling backwards. As you stumble backwards, I'm going to make it a dodge roll, I think.
If I missed my fighting.
This is just going to get more and more comedic, I can tell already.
49, mine's 42.
Okay. So as you stumble backwards, you crash into like a shelf full of bodies. Okay, and suddenly there's a horrendous crash behind you as the bodies topple, and then the next shelf topples, and then suddenly there's a cacophony of noise. You turn for a moment, right, looking, okay, because the noise draws you, right? It's that instinct, like, what is that, right? When you turn back, knife in hand, the woman's body is just a woman's body. Apart from the fact that it's been desecrated by stab wounds.
Just one.
The eye is gone, right? Is that what you mean?
You
can't see it?
You should
What
find it.
No, I'll take it as I broke the trance, and I will go collect my friend here.
Okay.
And Miranda, and we are, grab her, and we are going to try to subtly get out of this area.
All right. So you pick her up off of this pile of bodies. Okay. As you fall, like one hand actually falls over top of you. Now the problem is that of course you fought in the water, right? So I'm going to have you make a will check. So your willpower is up there. Power. Make a power check.
Power. Oh, no.
No way.
Ooh.
All right. So she is momentarily covered by bodies, okay? And just this roll of death over top of her, sort of freezes her in place. You reach in and sort of pull her out just in time for a thick-lensed morgue attendant to burst through the door. What the blazes is going on in here?
Can I talk? Am I still...
No, yeah, it's like, what? Yeah.
I'm going to say, how big is he?
He's not big. He's 5'6", maybe 145 pounds. He's a tiny guy, right?
Sorry.
Distance for me? Right beside us?
An easy couple of steps.
Easy couple of steps. She's still collecting herself?
Yeah, but you have her, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Unless you want to drop her back into the pile.
Not really.
Thanks.
We're just going to walk right past him.
Okay. You just shoulder him aside?
Yeah.
Okay. Strength versus strength?
Sure. Ooh, I'm not really strong.
Neither am I.
I failed.
I failed mine by 27.
So did I!
Exactly?
Exactly.
Okay, tie goes to the player.
Yay!
Oh,
So you
that's kind of you.
You kind of muscle him. As you do so, he resists more out of surprise than anything else. You manage to slip by him, with your hand sort of firmly around her arm, right? And he's like, "Good God, what have you done?" and all you can see is like a of the swinging door.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you do? What you do? First thing you think is, thank God we do not live in the age of video surveillance.
Yeah. Oh, God. How many offices are really close to us?
Well, if, as described, the morgue was actually a separate building.
Right.
Right.
So we're not far from
So
that.
it's just a hallway.
No, you're not far from the outside. Yeah, there's a brief hallway. There's a couple of offices. You think one might be the ice room, for the cooling, because it's on
Is
the
Bunny
outside
still
wall.
screaming in the background?
Yes,
Yeah.
he's like,
He's in shock. Like,
yeah,
he's
yeah,
just not
obviously.
the right button.
He's like, what? Who does
I look
this?
to the nearest exit sign, fire exit.
Yeah. Okay. So,
And we're hustling.
yeah. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say, who's got the lowest luck?
I have 43 right now.
54.
Make a party luck roll, buddy.
33. I passed.
Right, yeah. Okay, so you kind of one arm your way through the door. The door opens, and you kind of head out. You are well enough away and towards back where Obadiah's car is parked to look behind you to see actually people sort of entering the building. Apparently, the doctor has been found that you summoned. Okay, and you find yourself now. In Obadiah's car, kind of crouched down low.
Oh, never lending you my car again.
You didn't really know we took
Okay.
it.
Who's driving between the two of you?
I don't think I can right now. We can both drive. I think.
Well, yeah, sure.
Define driving.
Drive auto. Speed 30.
It's like piloting an airplane,
You're a
but
better
there's
driver
one
than
less
I am.
axis.
You can fly better than me.
I can fly better.
Okay, so you're driving
I
then?
guess am I okay
Well,
to drive?
Well, yeah, so by the time you're about halfway out to the car, you kind of...
That was
Yeah,
so
it's like-
neat.
Whoa, what just happened?
No, I'm jumping the driver's seat because I don't know if she's all right.
Okay,
She's
fair enough.
fainted
I'm
twice in front
fine!
of me now. Yeah.
She's a fainter, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
I think everybody in Call of Cthulhu is kind of a fainter, so... Okay. All right. You will then drive away?
Yep.
Okay.
And I may be like, what the F just happened?
Right. Can you do a spot hidden, please?
Eyes on me, isn't it?
You look over and he's got like an eye poking out of his neck.
I think this is 68. I got 69.
You can use luck to bring it down.
Spend a luck point.
Yeah.
Okay. So reduce your luck by 1.
That's a good spend of luck.
Yes.
Okay. So you are driving away, right? And you kind of look over at Renee. It's like, did you see what I saw? You're kind of, and I'm going to say that you're probably a few blocks, actually maybe even half a mile or so away when you notice behind you. So most of the cars in the 1920s. So you're tootling down the roads of Boston. A lot of these roads are still cobblestone. Some of them are actually dirt in the outskirts. Pavement is sort of a newish kind of thing.
We're tootling?
Tootling, yes. While you're driving away, he doesn't really drive at high speed. He
He
tootles.
toodles.
Okay.
You have
Most
to
of the
make
cars, a
roll
lot of
if
cars
you want to go
are
faster.
black, right?
Yeah.
Unusual. Other colors are relatively unusual, which means that when the second time you look back and you see there's a green sedan with gold fenders, right? Like a ball peen hammer, but you see it twice, and the second time you think it can't be a coincidence. The first time, it seems to have been with you since you left the hospital.
You didn't like that car too much, did you?
I'd like a green one with gold fenders.
I'm not here. I'm not answering that question.
You might be able to trade up.
You come to conclusions, sir.
Okay.
Okay, so I will mention that I see it. Did they have rear mirrors? They must.
Sure.
I'm tootling. I'm sure I can look over my shoulder.
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
I'm sure I can do a shoulder.
Well, yeah. So actually, his car probably wouldn't because his car is actually quite old, but it does have the side mirrors.
Yeah. There's a car back there. It's very suspicious. It's very pretty.
It's definitely following you. It's not suspicious. It's following
It's
you.
following us.
Yes.
How close?
It's back maybe 4 or 5 car lengths. So, do you know anything about cars? Mechanical repair or driving, whichever's better.
Mechanical repair.
Do it. You can make the same roll.
29. I succeeded.
Mechanical repair or driving, whichever's better.
I'm trying.
This is not a dramatic roll. It's knowledge. Sorry. What's that? Nothing. All right. So yeah, that's a Bearcat back there. That's a pretty hefty engine V10. It's a wealthy man's car.
Okay.
Okay. It's definitely faster than Obadiah's, 6-year-old clunker.
That's fine.
I believe the term jalopy comes to mind.
Ouch.
Okay.
I'm not gonna let what
I give my clients a fair rate because that's what they can afford. Just because I can't afford to drive out a mighty
You're not
cat.
gonna like what's about to.
Are you gonna do a bootlegger reverse and crash into this guy like I think you are?
Yep.
Yeah. I saw.
So
this
I'm
guy.
gonna start speeding up just a little bit, get them to have to, and then
Alright.
make it so that do a few things so they close the gap, and then I'm gonna slam my brakes on.
All right. So I'm just going to start with this is not a modern car. Okay. So when you put your foot to the gas and grind it up into high gear, which is 2 from low gear.
Yeah.
Okay. Your car, ekes out a decent 30 miles an hour. Okay. As it does so, you can hear the pistons hammering underneath the engine. And you realize that Obadiah has probably nursed this thing for quite a while, right? Because it's definitely not, this is going to be a driving maneuver, so I am going to require a driving roll.
Woohoo!
And now, do you warn your colleague that you're doing this?
Apparently
on.
not. Yeah, I'd probably say, hey,
Okay.
hold
You
on.
should-
I wouldn't
you
say
should-
buckle your seatbelts on.
Hold on.
No.
Brace
Because
yourself.
Captain Click hasn't been around for a long time. I think it's luck checks to see if you have your seatbelts on.
Were there even seatbelts
I
in
don't
the
think there were
20s?
seatbelts. There probably weren't
I don't think
I
there's
don't
any
think
safety
there-
belts in your car.
No.
And definitely not a collapsible steering column
No.
in case it comes
It would
to
be
that.
brace yourself.
Brace yourself.
Oh, my flail
This
chest.
may get a little rough.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your roll?
54.
And your driving is 55? 20.
I was sure you'd drive better than me, but you don't.
No.
I know how to fly
I
a
have a
plane.
25.
That's why I kept saying driving's like flying, right? I try to do like an aerial maneuver.
Yeah.
Barrel roll.
Immelman.
Okay, so what happens is relatively undramatic, okay? So you step on the car.
Go.
Right? You gear down a little bit too low, so then the car's like, right? As you're driving down the road. But fortunately, you hit a downhill stretch just at about that moment. Gravity takes over, okay? When you get to the bottom, you're about to slam on the brake, okay? And when you pump the brake, there's sort of a lack of response from the vehicle because what you don't know about Obadiah's car is that the brake pressure is a little bit low, so you actually have to pump it a few times to sort of get it working. Right?
Well,
Because-
anybody knows that.
right?
Who drives
Well,
this
this is an older version, right?
I don't drive.
And so you punch the pedal to the floor, and it goes to the floor, and the car just kind of keeps going, right? Until you have to turn, okay? And what occurs as you kind of come down the bottom of the hill, and you're like, and you make the choice between trying the turn or driving into the duck pond directly ahead of you.
Easy decision.
I so try to make the turn.
I'm not sure that's the easy decision.
It's not the right decision.
Go for it.
Hold on.
99.
Yes.
Oh!
Roll it, man.
We're in the pond.
Now you can say you barrel rolled a car.
Oh, not good. Okay.
You got 100.
Upside down in the pond.
All right. So you're rolling down the hill, right? It's thin wheels. You can actually hear the frames as you're getting faster and faster. You're pumping these brakes to beat the band. Now you're smelling smoke, okay? And then you pull the wheel over. The vehicle stutters for a moment. The wheels kind of shake, and then this front left wheel suddenly buckles underneath the car. Okay? And you slide across, careening into the side of a streetcar.
Oh,
Okay?
I thought we were out in the country. Is it duck pond?
Heading into town.
Yeah, in town.
it's a 20s.
There are duck ponds everywhere, man. All right. As you do so, you can see the startled look of the driver as you come careening across, and we're going to roll a d8 for damage. Both of you.
5?
5 points of damage. What is your major wound threshold?
That is a good question. This is a new mechanic for me.
Okay, so what are
The
your hit
number's
points?
not there.
12?
12. So your major threshold would be 6.
Okay.
How many hit points do you have?
12.
No, not you.
No.
10.
10. And how many points of damage did you take?
10.
You
What?
I had a 0. Is that a 10?
No, that's a
That's an
d8,
8.
so it's not
Oh.
possible.
What is it? What's that? The
I think
8?
it's a 1.
That must be the 8. Wait. No, that's the 8. The 1 is there.
Okay. 8 points of damage.
There's a major wound for you.
That's a major wound.
Ow!
Okay, so you basically rocket out of your seat and slam yourself against the side of the...
So I click major wound, dying.
Yep. Check mark on major wound. No, when you get below 10, you are dying. However, you just took 8 points of damage.
So I'm at 2.
Yeah,
Below
2.
10. What?
When you get to 10, you are dying.
Right.
But not dead.
Dying or unconscious?
Yeah, unconscious is if you take
So I'm at
pummeling
2
damage.
now, is that?
You got it.
Okay.
10 minus 8, 2.
Okay.
And
So
you
you see-
circle these numbers.
Is she
I
ejected
see.
from the car?
Oh, yeah, she crashes against the actual
So
street.
I circle 2 or 8?
Yeah, 2.
2. That's right.
That's how many you have left.
I see.
You had 10, you lost 8, you're down to
So
2.
when you get to 0, there's dying or unconscious, and that will be dependent on
Dying
something?
is whether or not you've taken lethal damage with this, which is what this is.
Plus, there's the major wound, so if you take too much at once, you
Right.
get major wound.
So what a major wound does is it means from now on until you heal that major wound, you're rolling 2 of these dice. You're taking the worst.
Okay.
Okay? For any physical thing.
Got to go to the hospital and get healed?
Well, yep.
Nope.
Yep. So the crash is there, and suddenly uniformed policemen and street patrollers are everywhere. Okay? Come on, move along. The car that was tailing you is nowhere to be seen.
Of course.
You shook your tail.
My tail.
That's right.
Mission accomplished.
You can just, on your car, just go...
Obi?
You did like
Goodbye, tire repair kit. Goodbye, Jack. Goodbye, mechanic tools.
Okay.
Sorry.
It wasn't you driving. Why are you sorry?
I'm bleeding all over the seats.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, so they will throw you into an ambulance.
There you go. You got a harm. So
And you will go with her.
I'll go check on the hospital.
So, so the police show up, right? There's been major damage to the streetcar. Who are you? And they start, as a policeman rides along in the ambulance with you, and it's like, who are you? What's your name? It's
I'm
like,
speaking French.
Speaking French, how lucky are you? Go ahead and make your luck roll.
30. I beat it.
All right. So with thick Irish brogues, they're like, oh, bloody Frenchmen, right? So the two of them in the van. One of them hammers on the door, and stop, and he points to the younger guy and he says, "Go get LeBlanc. Have him meet us at the hospital." All right.
Later.
Okay. So you guys hop out, or no? He hops out. Then the ambulance toodles you off to the Grace Hospital.
And there's only one cop in the car now.
That's correct.
How big is he?
It's a bit early for this in a Cthulhu campaign, just so you know.
He's an older guy. I guess around 50 or so. He has a sergeant whistle and a nightstick.
Okay. You guys think about these are just very valid questions. Knowing my surroundings.
You were thinking it.
Well, if there had been 0 cops and 1 like paramedic attendant, easy decision.
Yeah.
All right.
We would have been redirected.
Yeah.
So you are taken to the Grace Hospital, and there, she is wheeled off to be helped by the local medical people. You are taken off. You are attended to by an intern. However, one of the policemen that's actually hired by the hospital stands near your bed. So the street cop is like, watch him. Now, of course, you're speaking only in French. And so he has some choice things to say about you. You know, fool driving the car.
Yeah.
And, I mean,
I'm hearing
French.
it all. I'm listening.
He drives as well as every other Frenchman.
I make some comment about I could fly you under the table.
In French?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Who knows how long until Le Bon gets here now?
That's fine.
Okay. Yeah. So,
Do you know French?
No.
Damn.
I sure don't.
Obadiah.
I'm just considering what I'm going to say when they ask me, do you know your car has been involved in an accident?
Do you know who has your car? Yeah, I let you too.
I don't know if
forgot
I'd be
to tell them that
forthcoming
the
about that. I'd be like, oh, my car is missing.
It's like, the car was right here.
Wait, you're saying that the car is the total write-off? Yeah. I don't know who took it.
Did you have insurance?
You should charge that person.
Was there insurance in the 1920s?
I doubt it.
I doubt it too.
I doubt it.
I think you're on the hook financially for this.
Yeah, I'm going to press a civil suit against you.
Would you like?
So then the campaign devolved into...
Your Honor!
All right.
All right, sorry.
So, Obadiah, you have returned from the extra work you were doing for your client.
Yeah.
Okay. Which involved bloody knuckles, I guess. Okay. You find yourself at the coffee shop awaiting, any of other Mason's friends who, should be here like right now. Right? An hour passes, you kind of do the crossword.
Look up here. Yeah, it's total like a montage of me being like,
Yeah, exactly.
Were we overly punctual to begin with? That's a good question.
Well, I would say Miranda probably is.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But she
Maybe
was
I'll
with
make
me.
some phone calls to like where there. I assume we have to contact one another. Maybe I'll call Edward,
Yeah.
and he'll probably give me the cold brush off, right? He'll be like, I can't talk right now.
Yeah. Do you know what's so funny about this, right? Is we're so used to, where are you? Hey, where are you at, right? I'm just thinking about back to living in the 70s. And if somebody wasn't home, you were kind of screwed until they came home.
It's like when I was in high school. I
Yeah.
remember you'd hunt the couple of places where they might be, and then be like,
Yeah.
where else would they have gone?
So I'm going to say, Obi,
Which friend do I call?
You do that,
Yeah.
right? I'm going to have you roll a straight luck roll, though, to see whether or not something, just strikes you from out of the blue.
No.
Okay.
99. I am not lucky. In fact, maybe I'm
So as you're walking
extremely
down the
unlikely.
street, you hop in the streetcar, and as you're in the streetcar, ding, 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 ding.
That would be kind of funny. I know that car.
It's like, wait, is that? Oh God!
Don't do it.
Now, did you guys know each other before?
No.
No. So you just rode off his car?
Yeah.
Okay.
The brakes failed. It
That's
wasn't his
exactly my story.
fault. Totally unintentional.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll help him buy
Jim
a
has
better
paused
one.
for a moment. What would Obi do next? Like, would he go back to his office, or?
Have I been kept up to date on the investigation so far?
Yes, they've been sending you messages for what you know. And you did get word that they were headed to the morgue to actually check on Mary Addison, or Mary Anglesey.
Right.
And they sent word that they'd be taking your car to do that.
We'll be taking your car.
Well, I can't very well get out to Grace Hospital without my car. That's a far piece. And it's kind of later in the day, I assume?
Yeah, by the time it's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you're supposed to meet them at noon.
So it's too late to do research or anything.
What kind of research?
Well, I'm kind of curious about the method of passing for Anna Angsley, who's on kind of the other side of the family.
Right.
But I kind of noticed
Penhold.
that, the ladies have passed away, right?
Yep.
So I was just wondering if, if I could find a date or a cause or anything listed in, like, newspaper or, It's probably a bit too late for that, though.
I think I'm just going to give it to you. Anna Anglesey actually died in childbirth to her son.
Oh, so like 20-some years ago?
Yes.
Okay.
And Penhold has had a number of flirtations with other women, but he has never remarried.
Okay.
His business keeps him away.
Okay.
Charles is his son, right?
Charles, yes, correct.
Addison and Lillian, Charles. Which of these don't belong? Okay.
I'm probably gonna be trying to find these guys, so I'll be like, I'll leave word at the. Actually, it'd be hard to get a hold of me if I leave where they are. So I'll continue to hang around till dinner time, I guess, and then.
Which is the number one reason why a lot of people who traveled had secretaries, because they were essentially answering machines.
Right.
Right. You need to hire like a Maureen or something. Nope. Okay.
What's the reference?
Nothing. It's just a secretary.
Oh, I see. Yeah, no, absolutely.
Hilda.
I mean, there's things I could try and follow up on, but I think if I'm supposed to meet them here, I'm gonna wait around and chill and be like, what?
Be a little concerned.
What the deuce is going on here?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to say that by supper time, you are out at the payphone calling around to all the people that you know who might know something.
Yeah.
Calling the hospitals.
Well, who knows what happened, right? Well, you're kind of also thinking that if anything strange happened, somebody would probably know something. What happens, though, is around 6 o'clock, you get a hold of a buddy down at the police force, a detective, who says, yeah, hey, how you doing? Where you been? Yeah, some Frenchman was driving your car and he drove it underneath the train. Yeah, he had his mall with him and she's at the hospital and he's held up there in security waiting for LeBlanc to come back from the countryside.
You don't say.
Yeah. What a total idiot. Sorry, man.
Man, that's really unfortunate. Not having a car in this town sucks.
Yeah, I hear you.
I may have to go pay that Frenchman a visit and explain to him my great disappointment in my
he's
cars.
out under security at the Grace Hospital. So, meanwhile, under security at the Grace Hospital, you, of course, are in a different ward, and when you recover from surgery...
minor surgery.
You'll be... No, 8 points is major wound. Like, this is like broken ribs.
I think I went head through the shoe.
Ruptured spleen.
Yeah. So when you recover from surgery, you won't really know where you are. Okay. Right. Meanwhile, the security guard, they get a phone call. Another one comes over to you. And then in his best explanation in English, he says, okay, we're waiting for somebody who speaks French. who can translate for you, but you have to stay here until that happens.
Why? And I say it in English.
Why? That's not we. Why?
And when he looks at me dumbfounded going, why haven't I done this? Like, no one has asked me if I speak English.
Okay. He kind of turns to his partner. You spoke in English this entire time?
Yeah, I was pissed off. The car crashed.
You crashed the car.
There's something wrong with it.
Was this your car?
No, it was a friend's. He lent it to me, and I don't know, the brakes weren't working. We came over
Takes
the
a
hill,
pad.
and then I start.
What's your friend's name?
And I start describing like aerial turns about like when you're like doing dives and that, and going down hills and the speed.
So you're going to convince him that something went wrong with the car.
Oh hell yeah!
Absolutely.
Okay, sounds good.
I'm using mechanical and aviation terms to try to throw him off,
Yes! And sounds super smart.
as if I sort of know what I'm talking about.
We'll give you advantage on your fast talk.
How much of an advantage?
You roll
That
two.
means you roll
You roll two
extra
d10,
die.
two of the
I know.
high dice,
high dice.
the tens.
Why do I have one?
No,
That's my other
whatever.
10,
Yeah,
so.
you.
Green's always 10.
You
Want to borrow mine?
No. Green's always 10. So. 9, I passed. Oh, no, I didn't pass. I will use 4 luck to pass.
Wow.
What's your fast talk?
5%.
That also happens to be my fast talk.
Okay, so...
I'm gonna run out of luck real soon, just so you know.
So, in a moment of genius, you managed to string out a cogent spiel of bullshit. And you're like, oh, I'm actually not too bad at this. It just seems to come naturally. Okay? And he's like, Okay, so slow. What? So, this Obadiah guy, he wasn't maintaining the car, huh? You know, it's against the statutes of town to drive a car that's not mechanically reliable. Interesting. Well, I guess we'll just have to get that to the police. Now, he is...
Figure you have ways out of that. So.
He's hospital security, right? But here he is acting like Elliot Ness, right? Oh, yes, of course, right? Asking piercing questions, which...
So he wants to be a cop, but he's not good enough to be one.
Correct.
Okay.
He's a hospital security guy. Okay?
I start chatting him up and trying to charm him. Being his friend.
Okay. To the purpose of...
Never know when you want a friend in the hospital.
All right. Yeah, you can make a relationship building. It's not a dramatic roll, though, so there's no experience built for it. But, yeah.
I passed.
Okay.
Not quite critically, though.
Okay. So, yeah, so this is an underpaid security worker at a hospital, right? He, once you start talking, you fought in the war, really? Oh, yeah, that's great. Yeah, we didn't get into the war. I totally would have gone if there was more time, but it was too late by the time I wanted to go. Meanwhile, the nurses, one of the nurses walks by talking about, I would have fought in the war. She rolls her eyes as she kind of continues on. You kind of get the feeling that he might have a lot of ego in a little package. That makes sense.
Those are good people to have as friends.
All right.
What are the chances I can show up at the hospital?
Yeah, about 100%. Okay. So what I do need to know is I need to know how healing works because I don't know that yet.
Let's go get some bandages.
What?
Could we jump the gun a bit on that one?
No, you jumped the car.
Didn't quite get my
Cool,
car.
we weren't supposed to get hurt yet.
Anything to throw the GM for a loop.
Absolutely.
All right. Yeah, okay. Come on. My sand is waking up. Yeah, so Obadiah, you arrive.
I will inquire after the Frenchman who was in a car crash.
Okay.
Probably has security with him.
Yes, you find each other.
I'll totally be like, kind of dropping the official, like, it's all part of the investigation, man, right?
And then you show up.
I could probably even flip my PI ID, right?
Okay.
Because, yeah, I'm gonna show up and walk into the room, and I'll eyeball Renee. Does he look fairly intact?
We're about to find out exactly how intact Renee is. He does not look like he is seriously injured. I can answer that question right now.
And I now have a new friend, and we're chatting away. This security that has me.
So you're like sitting there happy, chatting.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I feel like I've dodged a bullet.
I'm gonna slug you in the stomach.
Hey, how you feeling?
How are you feeling?
Oh, not you. Boom!
Yeah, I was like, oh, Renee, good to bam, like right in the belly. So it's like kind of like one of those embarrassing, like, you know, hard to breathe things. Not necessarily trying to actually kill him.
Okay. Do you lead with, "Hey, are you okay? Is everything?"
Yeah, I'm totally gonna like sucker punch him to the gut. So he's just like air's knocked out of him. He's like, whoa, and like, you know, holding his gut.
Okay.
I loved my car.
Yeah.
How lucky am I to notice what he's trying to do?
You totally smooth talked
It'd
him.
probably be a stealth versus a spot hidden if we really want him. You should just take your time, friend.
Ooh, wow, okay.
You're never getting these points back.
Okay.
No, it's gonna be like a week a point or something. It's like it's just gonna be
It's
miserable.
I will not lie to you. Okay, you're dying. Okay.
We'll take you in a wheelchair around from now on.
Regular damage recovery. The character recovers 1 hit point per day.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Okay. Major wound recovery.
Yeah, this will be bad.
Made at the end of the week, a constitution roll. If it is not successful, you heal 1d3 hit points, and you try again next week.
Ah.
You heal no wounds while you are, what do you call it? While you are having a major wound. However, however,
My brain damage is
It's a ruptured
from an
spleen.
eyeball and
It's definitely a ruptured spleen.
there is
Plus,
actually...
you might be able to get some time off work, and you won't have to worry about that.
Hey!
Yeah, they don't pay you while you don't work.
So
in the
what occurs
1920s.
is, if you undergo medical treatment at a facility such as a hospital, you get to make an immediate con roll.
Ooh!
So go ahead and do that.
I just had a great surgery. But I still have to roll 2 of these, yep.
Yes.
That's
No,
yep.
just one. No, just one.
the pair. Yep,
Yep, those
that's
two.
right.
I thought you said, do you want to take the worst?
If you're doing a con roll is unaffected by that.
Okay. Then I need this one. 99.
99.
I don't know, 6 or 9.
Botched surgery or just
No, that's
super sick from the ether, just vomiting.
So I'm going to roll 1d3. That's half a d6. Square one.
How do you roll half of one?
You divide.
2.5?
Would you roll 5?
Yeah.
That's 3. So you recover 3 hit points, but you still have a major wound.
What do I recover? 1?
So with medical treatment, you'll automatically gain 1 hit point back.
1d3. D3 is better.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Wow. So, don't get hurt. That's all I'm going to say. All right. Yeah, so you are in bed and healing. Okay? Yeah, you've been bandaged. Here, take some painkillers.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so are you intending to hurt him?
No, I want to set like an embarrassing hit.
Okay.
to demonstrate my displeasure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
I basically want to like hit him in the solar plexus or something, so he's like gasping for.
You did destroy his car. You kind of have it coming.
Yeah, I'll maybe accept this one. Just this one.
Yeah, I don't plan on hitting you very often.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say
He said that.
make a con roll.
It's the plan. Plans could change.
82, I failed it.
Okay.
So I take damage. 1d8. No.
And you die. No, he buckles you over, and your stomach contents suddenly surge through your mouth.
Please on his shoes.
totally on my shoes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, you're like, oh, you.
And I'm gonna be like, you son of a bitch! First my car, then this. I'm gonna spin to the security guard and be like, I'm gonna need to talk to this guy for a little bit. I'm gonna like crunch some of my knuckles.
Yeah. Okay. So you're chasing him out of the room.
Yeah.
Okay. Do an intimidate. Actually, no, that's fine. He's like, yeah, no problem. And off he goes.
And I'll like slam the door.
Yeah. So he turns to you. Right? Hey, are you okay? You kind of glare at him. He's like, yeah, good luck. And your erstwhile friends that you've charmed vanish from sight.
Put on effort in charming him.
I'll be like, grab your stuff, we're leaving.
Yeah.
I'm like, have you told anybody anything?
Just enough to convince him that it was an accident.
You lying sack of shit.
They did ask whose car it was.
Yeah, I know. The police know. Who interviewed you? What was their name? Who have you talked to?
Just
accident.
the friend who walked out.
Right. All right.
Because he can only speak French.
Yeah,
That's
I'll
right.
tell him. It's like I virtually delayed him as long as I could till I
All
could
right.
get to Slackjaw there, and
Okay.
All right. I'm.
probably still have to talk to him to get me out anyway.
Yeah.
But I'll start collecting my stuff.
I'm gonna be like, I'll make a diversion. You should leave. Where's Miranda?
I do not know. They split us up.
I think she might have been hurt.
I'll go find her.
Okay.
You get distracted. I'll go find
feel
her.
like you've done enough. All right. Yeah, I'll go out and look up and down the hallway for that security guy.
Did you wash your shoes?
No, yeah.
Part of the diversion.
Yeah, so
Wipe
you-
it off with
I
his
need
jacket.
Yeah. Okay, so so he's sort of loitering outside, sort of walking back and forth.
Yeah.
You can tell that he's obviously in a situation that he hasn't encountered before, right? So you come out and he kind of straightens up. It's everything. Is everything okay? I've called the police. They know that that I've given a statement, and they said they'd send somebody around by morning.
I like you, son. It's like, you're very effective. I'll flash my private investigator badge at him. Mm-hmm. I'll be like, obviously, you have some skills in this. Maybe I can see what your statement is, and I can help you refine that, because cops like a concise statement.
Okay, so you're appealing to his
His want to be a
right,
real
but would
cop.
you know about that?
No, would hospital security usually take a statement?
Not really. No.
Don't all rent cops.
You know what?
from a lot of the police
I never
officers?
mind. I'm not going to do this pleasing game. I'm going to flash my PA thing and be like, I need to see that statement.
Okay.
And I'll throw some law at him if I need to.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do you have? I think it's law.
I do have law.
Okay. Is it better than 25?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and make an intimidate roll with the bonus dice.
Yes, by a lot. Intimidate is under the half, so but
Okay.
not that critical.
All right. Yeah. So you kind of sort of tower over him. It's like Officer Schmitz. I need the statement that you took. Are you a duly anointed police officer? Is there a reason you should be interviewing suspects in a crime? You're looking to actually fuck this up?
You may just let him
Is
off
that where you're
scot-free.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. So you take it, you take his book, and you rip the pages out?
Yeah, I'm gonna look at it and just like have like a sneer of disgust as I'm like shaking my head, and
Okay.
I'm just gonna like look at him and be like, "I'm doing you a favor," and hand it back to him.
Okay. So he actually sort of quails underneath your stare, and he's thanks. Yeah, totally thanks. Yeah, just trying to help, right? Right, we're all boys here.
Yeah. I'm looking at my shoes. I'm like, where can I clean these?
Oh, let me get that for you, sir.
And I'll like look over my shoulder as Renee sneaks out.
All right. Yeah. So he takes out a handkerchief. It's like, well, yeah. Oh,
Ideally, I'll do it so like I'm looking at Renee leave while he's like on his back to Renee leaving.
Yeah. Okay. Do you take the hint and leave?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So knowing that...
Afterwards, I'm going to be like, yeah, you guard that door because that's an important witness.
Oh, Schmitz.
And if I was you, I wouldn't be getting chummy with that guy like you were when I came in.
Officer Schmitz.
Person note.
That guy's a confidence man, a liar, and a thief.
Okay. And you're like, yeah, that's all true. Okay.
Wow.
And a Frenchman. Okay. Yeah, so you successfully intimidate the poorly paid
Yep,
hospital
excellent.
security guy. Congratulations.
I'll see if I can find out where the this confidence man's mall went.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, so you would have been carrying identification, right? A wallet or something? Yeah, so she would be registered under her name. Okay? Yeah, so when you awaken from your grog, it's like Miranda. And then the voice gets deeper and grimier as you kind of come out of your sleep. Miranda.
It
hey.
sounds so wonderful up to a certain point.
Yeah. Okay?
Time to go.
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, so you're in a dimly lit room. It's a ward with 5 other beds. It is a sex orient, like it's a women's wing. Mm-hmm. What's the word I'm after there? Sexually segregated, whatever.
Gender
Specific. Yeah, so you seem to be the only person in the ward. The other beds apparently are empty at this point. Grace Hospital is relatively far out, so it's not unusual for it not to be full, as it were. You feel terrible, okay? There's like a wave of nausea that kind of comes over you as you wake up, okay?
And the walls are peace green, and that doesn't help.
And, you can feel sort of the hard plaster of the cast around your body. Yeah. And standing above you is Obadiah.
Oh.
Is she like high on morphine?
Or heroin, one of the two, yeah.
I'm gonna get her in a wheelchair.
Okay.
Let me drive that part.
No, don't let him touch. Oh, it's you.
The brakes failed as I was going down the stairs.
Hey, I lost the 10.
I want to head to like a telephone booth and call a cab.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, so you check yourself out of the hospital.
In a body cast.
Well, not a body cast. Like you are...
Bandaged.
Yeah, exactly. And what they do is they would plaster areas in order to immobilize that area. So you kind of like some plaster underneath the arm here. And, yeah. But all in all, like your clothes don't really... Like they're covered in blood.
Is there a way to like cover her tracks a bit? Like could I bribe someone to like spill ink on her name or something in like the logbook or whatever? Like is that going to be excessively challenging or like...
To what end,
Why?
I think, is what you're after.
I just want to make the police investigation inconclusive.
Okay, you're trying to hide.
They don't have a name for him, right?
Correct.
And they have a name for her, but I just want to like adjust the name so it's like a nonsensical name. And so it's basically my car, and I can be like, my car was stolen.
Right, okay.
By a dirty Frenchman.
So you I guess what I'm struggling with is, would your character know what medical records would need to be changed inside of a hospital in order to do that?
Could I say something like if I acted like I gave them the wrong name and I needed to just double check what name I had given them, and then I could change it to something.
Assuming she's coherent enough.
If I'm coherent enough.
Yeah, they got your name off of your
off
your identification, your nurse's license, as a matter of fact.
Right.
Well, okay, so I am a private investigator. I may have chased down like people admitted to hospital who've been injured, that sort of thing. So I would say maybe that. So let's spin it as like need a high level of success with.
Well, let's start with luck
research
to see whether or not you know this.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
I'm gonna say that it's a special. It's a half luck.
Half luck. Okay. Probably not here. Where is my? Nope.
Okay. Yeah. So no, unfortunately, although you've chased ambulances, you've never actually gone into the hospital to do anything.
All right. It's a lead I don't know about. We just leave.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Yeah, because your character might also not know exactly how detailed those records are.
Yeah, totally. I probably didn't even realize they'd like check her wallet or whatever.
Yeah, the other thing too is she could also report her identification stolen. Right, so you would know that.
We're gonna come by and take a statement, and you're like, ah! So you're saying it was stolen by someone who was involved in a car crash and ended up having an operation. That's right.
It looks like you just recently had an operation. I know, weird coincidence, right?
It's a female thing. I don't want to talk about it.
Officer Schmitz, I'm sure he'll be back. Okay.
Excellent.
Bernie.
Excellent.
Remember that he's my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever, you confidence, man.
Yeah, I tell
I think
you.
Obi just busted your friendship.
Okay.
I can play it up still. Don't listen to that. PI. I couldn't even make it as a cop.
Okay. I am.
So Renee,
Yes, are we?
I'll happily take same year car. I'm not going to be mean about this.
I will gladly get you the same year car.
What car?
Might be hard to find one that's still running, mind you, but you know.
Okay.
Incidentally, I think we'll have to report it stolen.
I'll tell you that we were being tailed and I was trying to lose them.
Ah.
And I'll give you those details. I'm not going to hide why we were running.
Alright.
I feel like you'll forgive me when you realize it.
But
Series
then
of bad luck.
Then are you going to tell me about the eye?
Oh, yeah, why wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Shouldn't we?
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, well, this is a
apologies.
cockamamie story.
My apologies. In Pulp Cthulhu, which is what we're playing, your characters heal faster. That's one of the other bonuses.
Yay!
So characters' natural healing is increased to 2 hit points per day.
So I can double
Hasn't
what I
really been a
got.
day yet.
What's that?
Just had initial treatment.
Yeah, that becomes a day. I went to a hospital.
Yeah.
And
So I had 3, I got 6 instead. Is that what you're saying?
what?
No.
No,
Just wait.
you're good.
He's getting to it.
Yeah, I'll get to it.
And I will convey to you, it's like, it was a choice of trying to make the turn or driving straight into a pond.
Gotcha.
Water in the engine.
If you had driven straight into the pond, I'd still have a car.
Would you though?
I know that pond. I would have.
Okay, so the other thing too is heroes do not suffer major wounds.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. What occurs, however, is if you take your hit point total, half your hit point total in a single blow, you have to make a con roll to stay conscious.
And you failed. So you're unconscious.
Yeah.
So we went to the hospital anyways.
Yeah.
Doesn't really change it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Wow. So you are significantly
But I don't
tougher
have a major
in
wound.
pulp.
But I don't have a major
Correct. Correct.
wound. Yay! I'm
Is that
invincible!
too pulpy? What do you guys think? Is that too...
I don't know. For me, Cthulhu's a little bit about being a victim and like being on borrowed time, but it depends on how you imagine your campaign running, right?
Yeah, I guess. How do you guys imagine it running?
I mean, being able to heal faster, like 2 points a day is not like. It's gonna take what you like 4 days for you to heal. 2 days for you.
More or less 3, just because of the odd number.
I meant 5.
Yeah. So I mean, I think bumping up the rate of healing is good. I do have a certain passion for like you don't
the near death experience.
You can't run until you hit 0. Like if you get a huge blow, like getting gorked from the blow, I kind of like that. It's the same with insanity mechanic, right? Like if you take too much sanity in one hit, you go temporarily insane.
Bout of badness.
Yeah.
Which is a cool table. I think what I'm going to do, I am going to count major wounds until the wound is below half of your hit points. So if you take, for example, 8 points and your major wound is 5, when you get to 5 or less, the major wound is... does that make sense?
That's not what I said.
What's that?
You could say that major wounds like only cause you problems until you get treated. Right?
In this case,
so it's like if you get whacked with a major wound, you're sort of gibbled until you manage to get to a hospital or something.
Right.
So you receive treatment.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
And if for some reason we can't go to a hospital, I don't know why we'd ever not be able to go to a hospital.
She's a nurse, though.
Yeah.
That's one of the... That gives her character a tremendous amount of power within the game, right?
But if she's
I'm the one
it makes it more
I'm going to be able to treat myself if I'm unconscious.
We just have to do it with the penalty dice.
Is there some sort of table for rolling up the like hit locations or type of
I do not use hit locations, but I could.
Yeah, I mean for a major wound it would be kind of interesting to be like, well, where's your major wound?
Yeah.
And be like,
no. Okay.
Because then you could have like a broken leg and be like trying to pull yourself down the hallway with a broken leg while something horrible's chasing you. Like otherwise it's like, oh, I keep going. It's like, oh, I didn't fall unconscious, right? Or it's like I fall unconscious and I'm dead versus like being able to like drag yourself along with a major wound.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Yeah. Okay. All right, fair enough. So we will consider that for the next game. Okay. Which means that after your hospital stay, you kind of head out and you kind of pull the bandage off your head, and you know what I mean? So you are...
I feel great.
Basically the walking wounded, but yes.
All right, I'm gonna be like, I'll be like, you're trying to tell me that you saw some sort of crazy ass thing that can't exist, and then you go and flip my car? What drugs have you been smoking? What sort of hopped up, janky leg, cheap ass booze mixed with opium, cocaine? I'm just gonna be raging at the two of you because you destroyed my car and now you have this cockamamie story.
And I quit dryly every so often, like when you're like flip, it's like, well, technically I didn't flip it. Like, partly because I know it's.
I'll like boot a can nearby, just like.
Can I say something like this hidden knowledge that I got? Am I conscious of that? Is it something I just saw and it's gone? Like, can I say something that would be completely profound that would make him?
Yeah, absolutely. Your Cthulhu lore is now 2%. So if you want to roll under it,
do it. And
never hurts to try.
Then I'll make my sanity check when you tell me.
Right.
Not so much.
Okay. Every time you make a Cthulhu roll, however, you lose 1d10 sanity.
Seriously? Oh yeah, I was like, wow.
You know how the mechanic works for.
It reduces your max sanity.
Yeah,
I know that.
exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so so you created an enormous amount of attention in the morgue. You're followed by someone. You've created attention from the police by crashing into a streetcar.
Yeah.
And we're not substantially closer to finding out any information.
I think
are you going to be able to attend the did you mention these weird black tumors on Landry?
Yeah, she would tell us all that.
I think they're connected.
Are you going to the autopsy tomorrow?
I think I'm going to. I'm really hurt. I could act like a patient, like, ooh. I'll put on a... Yeah.
Okay, so who did you talk to get your names on there as official observers? Nobody, right? You just made a change to the documents?
We just wrote
No,
ourselves
we
on.
actually said we were going to go meet another doctor, and we were here to meet him, and then we walked into the morgue.
She changed the documentation on the paperwork at the morgue.
We added our names.
Do you have to demonstrate, like, identification?
Oh, right, we did do that.
Yeah, we wrote our names on there, so...
Both our names?
I
Or
think
just
so.
yours?
We put us
Okay.
both down as observers.
Oh, okay. Oh.
So you should go. And let me know if you find any weird eyeballs in the autopsy. But we're still curious what the
I'll
real
draw
cause of
pictures.
death was, because apparently you can't look at a body and figure that out because of eyeballs.
All right.
They are a little bit distracting.
I'll be like, there's no goddamn eyeballs.
I beg to differ.
All right. So you guys have paused in the action for a moment, and you have a little bit of recovery time. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to do a luck recovery roll. Luck recovery works as follows. Okay.
I've got one check mark yet. Everything has been non-thing.
Listen,
I didn't do... No, that was from before. I meant, like, since we've done our roll things.
oh, you did roll things last game?
Yeah.
Oh. Should I check my...
Yeah, we might as well do all that right now.
D10, you roll over your skill to make it go up, right?
Yes. D.
Or
D-
percentile, yeah. Nope. Nope.
You rolled like I did.
Nope. These are the rolls I'd rather have when I'm checking my skills. Oh well. Bust.
Okay.
Alright, my sleight of hand went up. That was a good one.
I was actually planning on like pickpocketing the security guard, but intimidating him was work better.
Okay. I am just sorry.
All right, can the players quietly discuss what our attack is while you're working on that?
Absolutely.
Okay, so the notes I made to myself were: are we interested in the German butler? Do we think he's of relevance? Probably not. Maybe. The ewer. The ewer is obviously a key item. So
We can get in there then.
we can get in there because you know where to steal like a
Truck.
Truck. We show up during the day. We go in. Maybe the ewer's on site.
Yeah.
It's in that
Unlike-
cabinet. It's kept in that cabinet, apparently.
Okay.
Possibly.
We don't know, but maybe.
But it could be.
So we could either steal it. It's probably insane.
I'll wear gloves this time.
Or we could take a picture of it.
Yeah.
Right? And then maybe we could start researching it and like go to art dealers, etc., etc. It would be good to try and find about the Angsley family hex. You totally ran into a brick wall with Lillian.
Well, yes, at that stage.
Yeah, because you were like,
Which reminds me of
skirt,
flower
skirt,
stir
skirt.
and a nice note to aim
Okay.
about her mother.
Sounds good.
Stromberg, we might be able to talk to him. What would we actually be interested in finding out about the mansion?
I don't know.
We have
what he
architectural
would
plans.
know.
You've
Yeah.
been inside. Like,
That's why I was asking if he had anything. It was long before it was ever the club and everything. So
I mean, the only thing that might be of interest is like, was the ewer there before?
yeah, that was my wonder. If he went nuts,
I mean,
Might be good to have the picture.
yeah, yeah. We went to see him and showed him a picture.
Because he could lie and then we show it to him and he might go nuts.
Yes, you're just watching his reaction, right? To see
and did
it.
we find anything else about Harper Pratchett?
No, we haven't.
You did find that her family is basically a, sort of a Boston dilettante family. They're involved in mining, resource extraction.
Right.
Apart from the fact that she's Addison's girlfriend, she seems to be relatively...
Like a
Unexciting.
non-entity.
But she brought him in.
Yeah, But it may be undirected, right? It might just be like she's a dilettante, she likes partying, and Addison caught her eye because, he's a Richie Rich of the appropriate social class, right?
Mm-hmm. Daddy would approve.
Totally, right?
Yes.
As a patriotic American, I like the idea of, like, beating up this German feller. Bloody Kraut. I trained for the war, but never got to shoot one of them. Looking forward to fixing that problem.
Okay. Have you ever really shot a man?
That's confidential.
Yeah,
that's part of my investigations. I can't really talk about it.
Yeah, I've heard that from lots of boys before. How old are you? 25? Oh yeah, you're young.
Let me be clear. Even if I hadn't shot one, might not be live after what I did to him.
Okay.
Anyways, enough bragging. So is the next step to sneak into that house? And is that
it'd be quick and easy to do, right? Mm-hmm. And could be fruitful and could not. If not, we just move on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now that I've seen the eye and of this thing, maybe there could be a connection there because I got this hidden knowledge, right? So maybe now seeing that.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Will show me something.
From a metagaming point of view.
Yes.
If you say that out loud, I'll be
whether
like,
I consciously think that, yes. I mean, I may not even make that connection right now, but...
is it possible to hide in the house until the party and... or do we want to do that?
We had someone hiding in that.
Well, yeah.
All right. We're going to do a hero development phase. Okay. So what that means is everybody roll sanity, please.
I passed.
Over or under?
You're looking to get under.
Yay!
Nope.
Then I passed.
You're looking to get...
Both?
If the sanity roll has failed...
Your sanity goes up.
Okay, gotcha. My apologies. Everybody,
doubles. That's like the
everybody roll 1 die 10 sanity, please. And you add it to your current sanity.
Just having like the shittiest
Okay.
right now.
Brutal. Like 2.
Oh wait, can I say that on camera?
I'm back up to where I was.
1 higher.
Okay. Now, next.
Can you go over your number from before?
Your maximum is 99 minus your current Cthulhu Mythos skill.
Gotcha. Because I had like one number at 80 but to start, but I can go above that.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Nope, just checking.
Yep.
You're like 80 sane. I'm only 44.
I lived through the war.
Okay, let's make a luck roll, please. You're looking to roll over.
Oh, by 2.
Nice. Okay.
Check. Wait, sorry, over?
Yes. Okay, if you roll under your current luck score, roll 1 die 10 and add 5. If you roll over, roll 2 die 10 and add 10.
Better than nothing.
So I add them together. That would be 6.
Yes.
6 plus 10. So
16.
16. I get to add 16.
Yes.
Wow.
You'll
10,
need
12,
it.
13, 14, 15, 16. Nice.
Okay. Great. And let's also, if anybody has any skill checks that they have not yet rolled, let's do those right now.
What?
Any tick marks that you didn't previously check
Didn't you
to see if
fast
you're
talk
still in it?
somebody?
I had a fast talk, but I think it was from last time, and I probably didn't raise it. Like, I think that was last game.
I used luck to get it, so I don't
Oh,
mind.
right. Yeah. You're right. Okay. You're right. Okay. Right. Okay, so that is done. So what I'm going to say is you guys return. You spent that evening reaching out to Edward, who he says, listen, I really want to help Mason, but I can't, right? Falcon's got his eye on me like a hawk.
Like a falcon.
Right.
Hawk.
And also I've been drinking whiskey, so...
Falcon's so far up my ass.
Yeah. So what we'll do then is we will begin with the next day, the 16th. Okay? Thursday. Okay. What is it? You guys rendezvous again. You and you both roll 1 die 10. On a 1 or 2, you actually have to work today.
I'm on sick leave.
I do not have to work.
I don't feel well.
Okay. Sounds good.
Did Lillian get my flowers in the water?
You don't know. Do you want to go out there and find out?
Just check.
Want to hop in the car?
Can I borrow Eddie's?
No.
I don't think he'll agree to that. As a matter of fact.
Okay. So you guys find yourselves once again deciding what to do.
Autopsy's today. Right, isn't it?
What's
The
that?
autopsy.
The autopsy is today.
When's the funeral?
It'll be after the autopsy.
Yeah.
You're not sure it's been announced in the society paper yet.
So you guys will go to the autopsy.
Yes.
Your names are on that, and you'll have
Hope they won't
to
recognize.
you'll have to trolley out there.
It's not like they have photo ID. You could go...
If spectacle guy is there.
Why don't so you say that there's nobody at the Titus Club?
My observations said for the most part there wasn't.
During the
I never
week.
saw anyone except for the work crew, and they knocked twice.
I'll walk by. I'll go check the door to see if it's unlocked, and I'll try and go in and take a picture of the sewer and leave.
Okay.
And if anybody challenges me, I'll be like, "Oh, private investigation."
Don't touch it.
Okay.
Miss eye.
Maybe an eyeball will pop up. It's like shake my head at you as I walk off. What time are we meeting?
3.
All right.
Okay. So you guys head to the autopsy?
Yeah.
All right. We'll describe that first and we'll come back to yours.
Full on time going on.
Okay, so...
I think that we should go. We could do the wheelchair thing, and we're here, and we if we have any trouble, the backup story can be that a freak accident happened, and I wanted to be here so badly, and please, can I want to see. I came out of. I should be on bed rest. I
can wheel you in.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's going to be the backup plan if there's any trouble.
So Clyde, who was the normal morgue attendee,
Clyde
apparently spent quite a bit of time yesterday cleaning up the morgue, and so there's a fill-in today.
Excellent.
Okay,
Perfect.
and when you arrive, Mary is just being moved into the auditorium for the actual autopsy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the auditorium is just for that. It's just that. There's actually a set of seats that kind of sit around it. The expectation you would have is that you would not actually be able to participate in the autopsy, but you'd be able to observe.
Is it like the room above with the glass that you're looking down?
More like you're in a room and the floor in the middle is sunken with the table,
Right.
and then there's like a rail around the
Yeah.
outside.
Okay.
There's no actual sitting. Okay, so some heavy electric lamps are brought in, and the medical examiner, he looks up, maybe a little bit surprised to actually have an audience, and he says, and then he begins sort of the perfunctory, yes, speaking to the clerk who is recording everything he's saying, because normally, like today you have recorders, but before, right? So the clerk is like, he's like a little bit, are you sure you're in the right place?
I want to spiel off something medical that would just
Medical
make
literacy?
medicalosity, yes,
Yeah,
that would make it, or something that would settle him. Is that I don't know, something.
Okay, so that's going to be a charm. You'll get advantage because your medicine's above. This is pretty good, right? It's like 75 or something.
Pretty good. Medicine, 75. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's 2 of these.
Yeah. So you'll get 2 of the 10s dice.
Right.
Okay.
Charm.
Yeah, charm.
And what do I do with them? Pick the better one
Yep.
or the letter one?
Better one's the lower one.
Oh, I didn't pass.
Fuck.
What'd you roll?
51 and mine's 45.
Fuck.
Luck.
Well, okay. So the first off, you don't necessarily. He's not
No.
chasing you away, right?
I'll
so,
say something, but I totally screw up the term, and
Okay.
So I'm just so nervous. I'm so excited to be here.
All right. Well, if you could just be quiet.
Yes.
Okay. And
you
he
don't
begins.
get invited up close to hold a scalpel.
Okay. Would you have sat through an autopsy before?
No, but I've seen bodies.
All right.
Seeing stuff getting cut
No,
open.
you've seen
not on
planes
purpose.
go down.
Yeah. Okay. So
you didn't get to see
charred part.
bodies. You didn't get to see
So
any
I'm
bodies.
going to rule
He's seen
that,
the inside.
Frickin' fly
that
boy.
having watching a woman who you care for, or at least like, be cut apart by a surgeon, is probably a bit disturbing for you. So I'm going to have a sanity check for you.
I passed with
so-
flying colors.
I can stomach this.
Okay.
You're
Okay.
a hard man, Renee.
So you got,
I want to know what's going on.
Cheers to you, Mary.
And so they begin. We have Mary Anglesey, age 71. Oh, that's older than I thought it was. Is that record correct? 71. Oh, 71. Interesting. Okay. And he basically goes over all the details, right? And you're kind of, come on, right?
71.
Yes.
She looked
Daughter's
much younger.
in 20s.
Yes.
Okay. Good to know.
Okay. So, so he's like, so he double checks the age. It's like, well, that's the birth date that we have. It's like, oh, interesting. Okay, very good. And then he says, now I will perform the lateral incision and blah, blah, blah. And off he goes. You guys spend 4 hours watching him basically do an autopsy to confirm that she had actually had committed suicide. Okay? His conclusion is that the diagnosis of cause of death are accurate.
Which was sleeping pills, right?
Yeah.
Suicide by sleeping pills.
It's done just enough. The eye doesn't goes to sleep.
And there is little, other than the fact that he's very meticulous and it takes him an extra long time because he double checks everything, there's nothing else of interest.
The eye is asleep.
What's that?
The eye is asleep. Or left.
Maybe somebody else has it. Okay. He discovers nothing unusual.
That's disappointing.
You guys are kind of like,
I'm like,
okay. Yeah. All right.
do we want a copy of this autopsy report?
Meanwhile, well, he's actually reciting it. She could actually copy it.
Yeah.
I could be
Okay.
recording too.
Just check.
Did he
Confirmed.
notice the stab wound?
Yes, he did. Oh, there's seems to be some
Post-mortem.
post-mortem damage here, perhaps from the accident in the morgue. Although the
Yes.
wound appears to be diamond-shaped. Interesting. I'll have to talk to Clyde about that tomorrow. Make a note of that.
Stab wound noted. Fresh stab wound.
Well, he's not saying for you to make a note of it. He's talking to
No,
his
no. I'm just saying that he noted that it was fresh.
Yeah, but he said
stab-
also it was post-mortem.
Stab wound noted,
So-
yes.
Okay, so you head to the Titus Club. Okay,
That's right.
are you cabbing it there? Like, how are you getting there?
There is a bus that goes close, I can tell you that.
You say that so snarkily. How are you getting there?
Sure.
In the
cab.
absence of a car.
Sounds good. You know that Mason will reimburse you for any major expenses you might have. So, all right. So the bright yellow cab pulls up out front of the Titus Club. Yeah, is this the place, buddy?
I'll pay him.
Okay.
That it is.
All right. You pay him the $250 that took you to drive you up here. You hop out of the car. As you do so, you kind of pull your coat tight around you to sort of in protection from the weather. The car toodles away.
How is the weather? Is it rainy and
It's-
misty and gross?
It's not. It's April weather, April showers, right? So it's been sort of raining on and off for the past couple of days.
All right.
Okay.
I'll walk around back like any good
Okay.
tradesperson.
Make a luck roll, please.
04. That would be a special, if it matters.
Yeah. Okay. So the place is deserted. You don't nothing seems untoward here or seems to be happening at this moment. Yeah. So that's the Titus Club up there on the board. As you approach, it would appear that, like every other day that you've been here during the day, it seems to be not currently busy.
All right. I'll take a surreptitious look around, assuming that I don't see anything like noticeable, and I'm going to. I'll check and see if there's something stupid, like there is in fact an unlocked door,
The doors are locked.
and there's no key under the mat or like anywhere like obvious,
Window crack to
right?
open.
Like
Spotted.
Ooh.
special critical success. What's the lowest number?
A critical. Special is the
Critical.
Yeah. Okay. After searching, you're pretty certain that nothing obvious, like a key left outside or anything like that. Yeah. Sure.
Fake rock.
Totally.
I will try and
Find the fake
I will
lock.
try and pick the lock. Then.
All right. So you pull out your lockpicks and attempt to jimmy your way in.
Oh, sweet.
Goodness, there's no security systems.
Well,
Protected by Viper.
Who's
Whoop, 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 whoop.
locksmith.
What is your locksmith?
The locksmith is 45,
That's pretty good.
and I rolled a 69.
Do it.
Is it worth a whole bunch of luck? It
It's a whole bunch of luck.
probably actually is, unfortunately.
You just break the window.
I could just break the window.
Gives us an excuse to come back here to fix it.
Somebody tried to break in. Yes.
Granted, leaving no evidence might be a good thing too. They might start to wonder why there's a lot of broken windows.
Mm-hmm. And I'd beef up security and have a security guard, then we can't get in anymore.
And my climb sucks. Yeah, I'm actually gonna burn the luck to do it
Okay.
with a due sense of.
It's not like you need
remorse.
luck in this game anyway.
So 25 points of luck.
24. 72,
Hey, you're almost down to where I am.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, I picked the lock.
All right.
Man, that was
You're
hard.
like, come on. Like, oh, thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the door swings open. It opens soundlessly. Whoever maintains it obviously does a good job. And inside, this is your first view of the Titus Club on the inside.
Yeah.
So you once again sort of note the rich mahogany panels, the rich carpets, and the very very thick draperies which cover this place.
And they're all pulled.
And they're all pulled. As you go inside, the air is almost a little bit stale. Is probably the best way to describe it.
Stuffy.
The air is stuffy, right? The house is heated up and cooled down, without people moving, and no fresh air has been exchanged on the inside.
I will take a quick look around to see if there's like a ring of keys or keys mounted on like a cupboard
In the
with
butlers.
keys.
Yeah,
Okay.
Would there be like a room, like the butler guy, would he have a pantry, where he would keep stuff like that?
You would assume so. This is the actual Titus Club.
Yeah.
Do we need to put that?
No, we're in the back, right?
Yeah.
By the kitchen and the serving station.
Well, you can pick whatever door you wanted to come in on.
The back
But that
door.
makes
I
sense
went
to me.
I went to the back door because it was like the servant's entrance.
Yeah. Yeah. So you swung around to basically let yourself into the servants' quarters at the back. Okay. Sure enough, when you go inside, everything's folded neatly. Like the tables are there. This place is obviously cleaned and ready for the next party.
Yeah, I'll look to see if there's any like obvious like keys hanging anywhere that I could.
Okay. Sounds like there are no obvious ones.
Okay.
If there is a key ring sitting around here, it's not in plain view. You could search the place looking for a spot hidden, but that will take you some time.
Well, okay, I think first things first, I'm going to go to where the ewer has been reported to be.
Okay.
In the cabinet, I believe it was second floor? First floor.
It's in the
Second
it's
floor.
up in that
center.
room with the bay
Your
window.
PC
the
there.
P.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll go up there to where it's reported to be
Okay.
and see if it's there.
Okay. So you head upstairs. The house is a little bit confusing if you haven't been introduced to it by, a helpful German butler. When you move into the room, though, this is definitely the room. There's sort of an odd smell here.
Just never got that smell out.
What's that? It's almost like an animal smell, right? And
Musk.
yeah, musk, right? Exactly, and your nose kind of wrinkles at it.
Right.
Okay. As you sort of traipse across, you notice along the carpet there seems to be like stains in the carpet. Okay. There is a cabinet across the way. The doors lie open, and the cabinet itself appears to be empty.
All right. I do wish to search the place.
Okay.
I wish to... I don't think anybody went upstairs to the top floor.
Correct.
So I'll take a quick perusal up there.
Okay.
But I think the primary things to look for would be to search Landry's room, search the orgy room.
Yep.
Look for a key
Ritual room.
kind of around the
Kitchen.
kitchen stuff.
Right.
And yeah.
So the downstairs has basically been cleared of most furniture. Okay, it looks like a big open space to host parties, etc. So there's no there's no dining room tables or anything like that. There are buffets, etc. for the serving of said buffets, and chairs which are stacked neatly along the walls.
Okay.
So there's really no furniture to search. You quickly sort of discard the first floor as being probably not in contention for anything particularly interesting.
Okay.
Okay. Your search then takes you into the attic or into the second floor.
Attic, I think. Because I'm thinking if I get interrupted, I should probably look at the attic first because none of us have laid eyes up there.
Okay. You are interrupted, but we'll tell you what's in the attic first. Okay. As you head up to the attic, it takes you a bit to actually figure out how to. Sorry, it doesn't. You go up the narrow stairs which lead up to the attic. At the top of the attic, there is a second door. This door is locked, and not only that, the lock on this door appears to be of actually perhaps a better quality of lock than the lock actually guarding the house.
Okay.
Okay. The door also appears to be relatively stout, as if retrofitted.
So is it like up to the top of the stairs and there's immediately a door?
Correct.
Okay.
There's a short landing, like about 1.5 feet.
I'll try and pick the lock.
Okay, fair enough. You take out your trusty lock picks.
Go, go,
Think
go.
to yourself.
It's going to work so much better this time.
Yes, it will. 08.
Ooh.
That is a critical success.
Okay, and that is worth a check mark for sure. Okay, so this lock is a well built lock. Okay, and as you begin to pick it, you actually think, I don't know that I'm going to be able to pick it.
Poison needle.
Schloss.
The difficulty was actually hard, which means you would have had to score at least a special success to open it.
Okay.
Okay. However, somehow it just, the outer lock maybe was a warm up. Okay.
When I'm just ready to swear and pull my
was
stuff
cheap
out.
crap.
You're like,
Yeah.
thankful I bring my other lockpick. When the door opens, okay? The attic is just that, with one exception. At the front of the building, there is a turret which rises into the ceiling, and it appears to be some sort of sitting room or something along that line, as if someone spends time up here. Okay, the rest of it is relatively. It's not very tall. It's maybe about 6 feet tall, meaning that you have to crouch a little bit. But the actual sitting room is actually open. There's a bed, a table, a couple of chairs, and sitting on a well-made wooden table, there is an odd iron and silver bowl.
Roughly matching the description of...
Exactly.
I said you were in magic.
And are some of the curtains are open, so there's enough light in here?
There is light in here.
All right. I'm going to do a little photo shoot.
Okay, fair enough.
I'll take a couple.
You don't believe us? Why don't you go touch it?
Photos first.
What's more interesting, though, is that beside the actual books themselves, or beside the actual ewer, there are a pair of books bound in leather, as well as some other implements, a bell, some sort of knife. It's not really a dagger; it's more, it's very short. The blade appears to be incredibly old, though, and a pair of heavy objects that takes you a second to realize that they seem to be some sort of candle holders. Looking at them is slightly disturbing to your senses. Okay.
He shakes it off. Ugh,
If you want to study them in any detail, it might require you to your eyes what happens is
They gloss over it.
as your eyes sort of light on them, they kind of slide naturally off of them as if they're slippery to the senses. To actually stare at them and study them.
I'm going to take photos.
Okay. So that sounds like a study.
I'll try and get them from a variety of angles and distances.
Okay.
I want to be able to show somebody. And be like,
Okay.
I'll take the photos before I start flipping open the book.
All right. So you are taking you've taken about a half dozen photos or so.
Okay.
And when you hear the slamming of a door downstairs.
Is there any obvious places to hide around here?
So the room itself, the upper floor is definitely a storage area of sorts. There are a lot of things which are covered under heavy tarps. Perhaps boxes or crates or something along that line, but stored with some protection. There's also the heavy smell of mothballs up here.
Okay. And is there stairs that go up to the turret?
Yeah, there's so what happens is you have to kind of crouch down, and then there's a short step, 2 or 3 stairs that lead up into the turret, which is a single room all the way to the ceiling.
Okay.
And from here you can actually see, it doesn't, it's flat on the top, you don't actually get the pinnacle,
yeah,
but it's pretty close. Okay. Yeah.
All right. So I will look for the most appropriate spot to kind of hide.
Okay.
Under heavy shrouds or something.
Okay.
And I'll put my brass knuckles on.
Okay. So you shuffle across the creaky wooden floor.
Is that a stealth check?
Yeah, I do believe that is a stealth check.
Was the lock like a padlock, or was this like a lock in the knob?
It was a lock on the door.
So you would have locked this if you went back inside.
Yes. I get a special success.
Nice. Put a check mark there. You find yourself. You've taken a couple of pictures. You throw your camera into your side, and then stepping where you believe the joists are, in order to minimize the sound. You step on the nails, right? And you find yourself concealed behind or you conceal yourself.
Can I do a Die Hard and slip my shoes off?
Is the floor clean? It's not dusty?
The floor is meticulously clean.
Okay. Phew. No
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like there's prints over here.
Follow the feet.
Sweaty feet prints from my socks with holes in them.
Yeah. So you arrive. So you duck behind one of these things. When you kind of glance underneath it, it appears to be some old trunks. They look to be of age, right? Perhaps they were here when they bought the place, but they're just covered up and sort of set aside. Okay, you're in your concealment spot for maybe 10 seconds when suddenly the attic door opens. Okay. And the attic door, you actually hear a key slide into the lock, right? And then it kind of jiggles. And then the door opens. Was ist das?
It's your German friend.
Okay. Do you speak German?
What do you speak? You have a second language, don't you?
Gaelic and Spanish.
So not German.
Andy. Okay.
Well, it is amongst the lowlives in Boston.
Yeah.
I mean, the economically disadvantaged.
The working class.
The working class.
The lifeblood.
Oh, I should have taken Chinese, and then I could be like, oh, Chinatown, right?
Oh, Manfred.
Oh, yes. Manfred Schenk does do look chemical burny.
He does what?
He does look chemical burny.
Okay. He, he opens the door, and from your concealment spot, you can see him. Now, he's had to duck quite a bit in order to fit into this attic. And you see him sort of casting his glance about. Your first impression of him is he doesn't really look like a guy who forgets things. Okay? And he's definitely puzzled about the lock being unlocked. And so he begins, not methodically, but carefully sort of moving through the area. As he does so, you see his hand reach into his jacket and produce a Mauser pistol.
I can't believe you didn't lock the door behind you.
Who knew Manfred was that quick?
You know, it might be a lock on both sides. Right? It may have
So
required
he
a lock on the other side to...
Begins moving, and you got a critical success, right?
A special.
Special success.
I think the pick lock was a critical.
Okay. Fair enough. He searches for maybe a minute or so, and then almost like remembering that he has an appointment, right? Like, oh, I'm doing something here. He mutters something in German, and the pistol returns to its holster underneath his jacket, and he moves into the attic area. Okay? You see him doff his coat, and, you know, although you were focused on the table, there's actually other things sort of around the actual room itself. Okay? And you can see him actually take off his coat, put it onto a hanger, and then hang it up sort of slightly out of sight. As he does so, he is speaking in German, right? Perhaps, you know, to himself, obviously, because there's no one else here, right? But his speaking is as if somebody's reciting a list, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, like when you're reading off of lists, you know, ein, so blah, blah,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so you see him, you know, take off his jacket, right, unbutton his tie, and then from underneath the cot, he slides a metallic case, okay, and he opens the case, and then he moves over to the table. Okay. Now, from where you're sitting, you don't have a great view of the table. Okay. Like it's sort of like the entrance is like here, and you're kind of off here, so you can kind of see his feet.
So I can kind of see him doing stuff,
Like
but
you
not
can
what
see
he's
the
doing
back.
on the table.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay. I think that's fine.
You sure?
What do you really need to see?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Yet.
Okay.
I don't want to move because I think if I try and move for a better look, he's gonna cure me or spot me or something, right? This is a very creaky ass floor, so I'll just keep lurking. And
okay.
If I think that I could draw my pistol, like maybe when he's talking loud, I might actually draw my pistol and have it ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll allow you to do that with your stealth check. I rolled a 97 for his listen, so yeah.
He's old.
We're good. Anyhow, so you, so he is. You now hear him speaking in a different language. You think maybe Latin, something similar?
I thought about taking Latin. That's cool, Craig.
Okay.
You just think it's Latin.
You just think it's Latin, and then.
Wait, is Spanish close enough to Latin?
You hear kind of you can hear the rasp of the metal knife, like you recognize what it is, right? And then you hear the flare of a Lucifer,
Yep.
a match. Okay, and then finally you hear the ringing of a bell. Okay, as you hear the ringing of the bell resounds. It's quite clearly. It's like it's penetrating. Okay, and he begins speaking in German, right? Conversationally, and then a voice responds. The voice is
What language?
German.
German.
The voice is silky, an accomplished speaker.
Nothing weird here at all.
Okay, it creeps into the crevices of your mind like some sort of lotus flower. It desires you to know more, and you can't help but be swayed by it, despite the fact that you don't even know its language. I'm going to make you make a sanity roll. The sanity roll is actually an advantage because you don't speak the language.
Nor do you believe in this shit.
Doesn't matter about that. Oh, yeah, no.
What's that?
I did not pass my sanity roll. I need to know more.
D6.
I need to know more. Oh, Max. Yeah, am I temporarily insane? We'll see.
You start singing.
Tell me more, Manfred. What?
Oh, Manny.
I
Okay.
hope I get something really good. Like murder Manfred and steal all his stuff.
Hey. Oh, Manfred.
Roll 1 dice.
Which kind of dice?
D10.
5.
All right.
That was interesting.
Yeah. So,
I'd love to volunteer ideas for terrible, terrible things I'll do.
Oh no. Well, this one's actually pretty specific.
Okay.
It's 6 o'clock. You got to make your meeting.
Oh, fuck. I gotta get out of here.
No. It's 6. You've been. Wait a second. How did I get here?
You gapped out.
Am I still in the...
No. You're outside. You're walking. Like, where am I? I'm halfway back to Boston.
I'll check my pockets and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. What are you checking?
Just to see, what do I... Like, is all my stuff here? Like, have I been rolled?
Extra stuff.
I think I would expect that maybe I've been rolled. So I'll be like,
Yeah.
my
No. You didn't wake up. You've been walking. Like, you've been walking. Your feet are sore.
Right.
You don't really remember when you became aware of the fact that you're walking. You kind of check your pockets. Everything seems to be there. Where'd this box of matches come from? Okay.
Who knows? So I have everything plus a box of matches.
Yes.
Does it have German on the matches?
It does not.
To Lucifer.
No, it's actually just a regular ready match company.
Okay. Well. Is this like one of those things that's like totally like, oh, this is really weird and I should figure it out? Or it just is like, well, that's sort of odd and I just roll with it?
If that's what just burned down.
You don't. Okay. You remember right up to the moment of hearing the voice.
Yeah.
And now it's now, which is probably 8 hours later. And what happened between then and now, you're not sure.
We were supposed to meet at 3.
I'm going to check to see how many bullets I have and if there's like any blood on my brass knuckles or anything. Like, I'm like, what did I do? I'll be like, does my gun smell like it been fired or anything? Just sort of.
You have 1 extra bullet.
Okay. Okay, so you are, you find yourself, you begin searching, like...
For, like, glass,
yeah.
like, on my jacket or torn jacket or anything.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, like, any sort of clues as to, like,
No. But you have. There's something sticky on your hands. It's
What does it smell like?
Musk.
exactly.
That was my thought.
Well, I guess I'm late. Do I have any idea where I am right now? Like looking around, can I orient
You know
myself?
Boston, yeah.
Okay.
Like, whatever you were doing, you seem to know where you're headed, right? And you've been walking for a while, right? It cost you $250 by cab to get out there, so you're guessing that if you've walked all this way, you've been walking for at least an hour and a half.
That's still a large block of time.
How do you feel?
I'll try and find a phone booth and I'll call where we're supposed to meet these guys
Okay.
and be like, yeah, sorry I'm late.
What goes around comes around.
Where's my car?
If I had a car.
Okay, so you call Mary's Cafe and
Yeah. And be like, oh, or, you know, my
Okay.
colleagues there. Can you tell them I'll be by shortly?
an hour later, you finally hail a cab and it gets you there. Okay, you guys have been waiting now pretty much since 3 o'clock when you got back here.
I'll tell them what happened.
To the best of your knowledge. What do you mean you don't remember?
Damnedest thing. Don't remember. I don't know. I'd swear someone slipped me a Mickey Finn or someone clubbed me out, but I'm fine. No tender spots on my head. I've been slipped a Mickey Finn before, you know, like I'd taste it, you know, I'd have the pounding headache. None of that. Just
How do you feel?
damnedest thing. It's like damnedest thing.
I start making jokes about like crazy story and like, oh yeah.
Yeah, so I forget a bit of my life.
$8 hours, a little more than a bit.
And you see eyeballs moving around under some skin.
Can I do a medical check on him? Just a quick, just make sure, you know.
Flashlight in that.
Flashlight in the eyes kind of thing.
Yeah. Medicine?
Yeah.
Seems pretty reasonable to me.
66, I'm good.
Actually, I think it's probably not medicine. It's probably psychology.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
No. Not even bloody close.
Well, what was your first roll?
66.
66? Is
I
that
wouldn't know.
okay? Yeah. So you kind of interrogate
I'm a bit
him.
of psychology.
He, you know,
Yeah, you crazy.
yeah, he's suffering from some, you know, temporary amnesia. Or
Is
something.
he? Are you like euphoric? Like, how does he feel? Like,
tired from walking?
there's no like, like.
Oh man, I've
No.
done one of those
No
really
glow?
long walks.
And-
yeah, I'm just like slumping in the chair and like, I'd be
Not only
like,
that-
never mind the beer, get me some water.
There's something else. Something.
Can I self-diagnose? I have psychology. I'm happy for you to say no.
I'm not sure that you know exactly what to diagnose, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's definitely a gap, and there's something that you were supposed to remember.
It'll come to me. It always comes to you eventually,
Stop
especially when
thinking
you're
about
not
it.
thinking
Stop
about
thinking about it.
That's right.
You're
Yeah.
gonna wake up at 2 this morning.
it. I'm not that worried about it.
All right, you
What-
share your information.
Yeah.
Hi, sweetie.
So, yeah, this kraut. Something strange about the kraut.
Bosch, not Kraut.
The Bosch? Oh, is that what we call them? Oh, yeah. Kraut's from the Second World War?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, the Bosch. Because you were saying that Bosch was the only guy who wasn't having fun at a party. And, you know, mind you, it's a Bosch, so they can't have fun at parties. But he was the only one not getting drunk and high like the rest of them. It sounds like Landry's, like, you know, drinking the Kool-Aid. Well, no, that's way too late. What would be
Taking
the...
of the nectar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
All right.
Landry's been hitting the
Sauce? We say hitting the sauce, right?
laudanum a bit too hard.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Do you guys have anything else you wish to discuss? You, by the way, get the impression that it's odd, but you think Manfred may live there.
Yeah, I kind of got that sense.
But it was the only bed in the house. And so if he's a butler, wouldn't he be living with the guy he serves?
He's
That's who he
a
serves.
Maybe he's a butler in the house. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's but that.
Okay.
Manny, you're suspicious.
You think?
Slow down. Creepy attic guy.
So the Titus Club has events every couple of days. Yeah.
Every Tuesdays and Saturdays.
Okay.
And Thatcher Saturdays.
Interesting.
The tenor of the two seems to be different. The Saturday one seems to be definitely bigger. Well, this last Saturday was really big.
I see like a newcomers club on that too. There was a lot of new people there.
By any chance, when I'm like trying to describe like this voice that was talking to Manfred, does that cause
Yes. Is he, anything
Miranda
he said was...
to like? Does that twig her at all? Because
You have not experienced the same thing.
Okay.
Okay.
Because she touched the,
the eyeball,
viewer
this-
and didn't like. Wasn't there some sort of weird connection when she
Oh
touched
yeah, I
the
felt
viewer?
very warm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but no, yeah. Okay.
It was
Well,
like
yep.
endorphins in areas.
Does anyone speak German or Latin?
Mason does.
Do you remember any of it?
Mason's South African, so he speaks Afrikaans, which is close to German.
I get some Latin from the medicine section. Where's my languages? Where do I have them?
This other speak languages, like Middle
I mean, the
English.
problem with the 1920s is you can't like have a tape recorder.
Yeah, I have Latin,
It's like your iPhone on.
Haitian, Italian.
Haitian,
Italian, Haitian,
potentially useful. Yes.
Latin, Italian, and French.
Okay.
Romance language it up, baby.
Haitian.
All right. So what's
is
the
French.
play here? We think like, do we try and find out more about Manfred,
I think so.
or
Who's
do
this guy?
we could just like try and bust into the place again and like tie this guy to a chair and beat the truth out of him?
You've been playing with me too long.
I'm hard boiled, right? Like it's like we've done the research.
Yeah.
We know who the villain is here.
Yeah.
Let's get to the crux of the case with my fists.
But what is the villainy?
He's a Bosch. He's villainous in and of himself. Well, we have. I would like to try and develop the pictures this evening.
Okay, absolutely.
Yeah.
So you'll have a dark room inside of your office, so that's fine.
Yep.
Okay, sounds good.
There better be something on the film.
Hey, you know what? Photography.
No, I mean
Is
like
it
if they're magical
difficult
items, they
art?
actually
Do you have
count.
art photography?
I do.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
give it a roll, will you?
I'm just wondering if they're
Do
photographs.
I have any sort of bonus because I had extra time to... Actually, I didn't have very much time to do it,
No.
did I? Yeah, god damn it. 50-50, folks. God damn it. That's a bit too much to spend. Another 39 points.
So unlucky.
All right. So what it means is taking pictures is taking pictures, right? What this means though is that your angles might be a little bit off, and so you can't maybe make out the detail, or in developing they turn a little bit fuzzy because they're overexposed from
You're
too
so
much.
meticulous, though. Come on.
Yeah.
Took this.
Are you 39 points? Meticulous.
Shoot it! I had it on auto instead of manual. Manual instead of whatever. Yeah.
Oh my god, you can barely aim with these things.
Yes.
Have you ever done those like pull out? Yeah, like.
I haven't done it, but
Oh
yeah.
man, I remember playing
Depth
with
perception's
them.
off, so you don't see the detail. You just you can tell there's engravings, but you can't really
Oh, I
see
think
them.
I need this many seconds of
Yeah.
exposure.
So your images show sort of the general stuff, but it's hard to make out the details on
Yeah.
the U.
Looks like a
and stuff that.
candlestick in a bowl.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the candlesticks are actually really difficult to make out at all. Right? They were difficult to understand what they were because they're kind of like lumps of rock.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then when you look inside, it's like, oh, that's a wick. Of like, oh, what is that made of? Oh, let me get some pictures. Like, slam. Shit. Okay.
Sure. It's bound to happen sometimes.
All right. You are
It's Friday.
eating food, right? And sort of deciding what you're going to do next. You're developing the photos. Would you guys head home, or what would you do? Because you've both been beat up pretty badly, right?
It's late.
I need to sleep.
Right?
I'm
Yeah.
hurting.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's assume that what I'm going to do is I'm going to have everybody roll luck.
Hey, I passed it.
Okay.
No, I didn't.
Once upon a time, I would have passed
Damn
that.
it.
I did not pass.
Did you pass?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was close.
So you are just arriving back at your hotel or at your boarding room, your ladies' boarding house. And what was the name of the lady who runs your boarding house?
Broadbury's rooming house?
Right, okay.
Lady Broadbury.
Yes, Mrs. Broadbury. Okay, when Mrs. Broadbury, like you sort of came in, and she has a very, what's the word, disapproving face, okay? So she, when you come in, it's like, hello, is that you, Miranda?
Good evening, Mrs. Broadbury.
So she comes out, her face is, she's definitely unhappy. I think I explained quite clearly when you moved in here that there were to be no men visitors. Yes?
Absolutely, Miss Broadbury.
Well, you have a man visitor, and he was insistent on not leaving. Now, I will ask you to make him leave as soon as possible. This will be your first and only warning. And then, as she kind of turns and walks away, you can hear her underneath her breath, "Harlot."
I will go up to my room.
Oh no! So
And unwed.
he's he's in the parlor.
Yeah, no, you
they
wouldn't.
would not
You
have
wouldn't be
sent
allowed to be in the room.
Yeah.
You'd be worse than a harlot.
Let's
Yeah.
go see who that is.
All right.
Unwed woman by herself with a man in a room.
Right. So as soon as she walks out, you see Mason's face. It's like, I'm dreadfully sorry. Truly, I am. But I had to see you. I've been looking for the lot of you all day to no avail.
Let's go for a walk.
All right. So he grabs his hat and coat. He's gentlemanly. Like, he hands you your coat, etc., etc. I think I actually have a picture of him. I do. Right.
Yes, we've seen him before.
Right. Yeah, so he hands you your coat and then opens the door. Apologies. This is of some urgency. There's apparently going to be some sort of massive to-do tomorrow, which apparently is going to be the last one for some time. I don't know what Mr. Addison's gotten himself involved in, but he sounds troubled. That's the only word I can use, troubled, about the entire event. And he keeps insisting that Mr. Kittredge has not delivered on something that he promised. I'm thinking, I had hoped to keep this between us, but I'm thinking that perhaps it might be time that you speak to Mr. Addison. If only to convince him not to go back to this dreadful place.
I will speak to my colleagues about that.
Okay, soon.
Absolutely.
Very good. if you could tell Obadiah that I'll try him on his office phone tomorrow morning.
What time is it now?
It's
So the big event's on Friday?
tomorrow, Saturday.
Okay, big. All right,
Yeah.
so we have a whole day to...
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll ring them as soon as possible and we'll discuss it.
All right. Please, I will be at the house. This is the servant's number. I'll be waiting for your call.
Absolutely.
So he sort of in sort of the traditional Afrikaans way, he actually sort of bows slightly with his head, puts on his hat, and then he's off. Okay. He's this is the first time I've ever seen him sort of clearly shaken. Maybe not shaken is the right word, but he definitely nervous or unhappy, uncomfortable, something. Right.
Beyond concern now.
Not Mason.
Can she make a psychology roll to read more into it?
Absolutely, you could if you wish.
No. I got nothing.
Okay.
This is the nature
He
of
seemed
Cthulhu.
sad, disturbed.
Yeah.
I have an awesome skill in it. It's 45.
Yeah. So he.
I have a 70 in brawl.
26.
Fail.
Yes.
Yeah. So you he departs down the street, walking off into the gloomy evening. He kind of hunches his shoulders around him tightly, and he walks with a determination. He's obviously under some pressure.
So it's too late to call them now? Would that be inappropriate?
He's at the Lennox Hotel, I think, which has a communal phone.
Well, we'll see them in the morning.
And he's
And
going
you
to
have
call
a
my
phone.
office, right?
And,
I'm
and your
developing
office
pictures.
is your office, right? Yeah.
Like,
Maybe that's what happened.
Look at this
It's like,
artwork.
ring. Oh yeah. Shit.
Yeah, exposure. I hope not.
It was not my fault.
Okay. Yeah. So.
So I'll try calling them, see if I can get them and let them know. If not, I'll call them in the morning.
Okay. The assumption is that if you guys want to be reachable while you're at your homes, you are. Okay. I guess
This was weird. He was just here.
Yeah.
I'll call them and let them know. Do you want to talk to Addison?
Yes.
Hi, we know some stuff.
How bad are these photos?
they.
Would
You
Addison recognize
would
it?
get a C- in photography class.
I'm just wondering if we should show Elias, because he's got a lot of occult lore. This strikes me as kind of like weirdy, wingy, like
Yeah.
occulty stuff.
Here's
So
what we
maybe
found
he could
inside.
shed, and
Yeah.
he feels like we owe him and we haven't delivered. So this
Right,
might
right.
be like,
A peace offering.
here's your pictures, you son of a bitch, we're even. But without saying that.
That's a good idea.
And then we can go talk to Addison. One presumes that Addison would be home. Wait, Mason probably told us. Is he at his crash pad or is he at home?
He's at the house. He'll be in the city tomorrow.
So it's probably easier to collar him tomorrow because he'll be hanging out at his
He'll be in the
crash pad.
city. Yes.
So yeah, let's go
Reconnect with Elias.
let's go call Elias.
I
Okay.
like that. That's a good
At
idea.
the Royal Hotel.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll call and make sure
Yeah.
he's there
He's writing.
and be like, "There's been a development. We should talk."
Okay. Yeah. Best luck roll on the table. Who's got the best luck roll?
No, probably not me.
69 is mine right now.
58.
45.
It's you.
No,
What's your roll?
92.
It's not there.
Okay. Yeah. No. Unfortunately, he's out chasing down some leads.
Did someone answer?
No, but when you call the front, it's like we're looking
they'll
for.
ring his room.
They'll ring his room, and I'm sorry, there's no answer there, sir. Can you hold on? Yes, unfortunately, it sounds like he went out earlier this evening. He has not yet returned.
We'll leave a message.
Very good, sir.
Yeah.
I should warn you, when Mr. Elias goes out, there are times when he does not return until the following morning. Generally, when he's in the company of a young lady.
Thank you.
An escort.
Okay.
How So I don't know as a player, but maybe I do as a character. As a PI, would it be
Easy to track him down at nighttime?
Yeah.
No, not too bad.
Like, he's at the Royal, presumably he's with a woman. There's probably, like, good places to go to, not too far away.
Correct.
That
Yes.
sort of, let's do a quick, like, search for him to see if we can find him at any, like, an obvious haunt that he
Okay.
might be at.
Yeah.
Nearby bars and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys all agree to go down and have a look for him? Is that
We
the
probably
idea?
have a vague sense of, like, what he's like, right? Like,
It would be hard to ask. If
we know he likes-
Where's his usual haunt?
he likes
and-
cocaine and, the type of music he likes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the lead is he's with a woman and he'll probably be out all night. So that would rule out a lot of places, right?
Yeah.
You'd probably need, like, a beat bar where they're going to serve alcohol and it's open all night and it's got
Private
jazz type
rooms.
music,
Yeah.
right?
Right, okay. Yeah, so that would be... I don't know what that would be as a skill. Like checking bars for somebody.
Accounting.
spot hidden.
Oh,
Where's he hiding?
idea. It's
What?
either a no roll or an idea roll. It's an idea roll.
Yeah, let's make them idea rolls. That's a good idea.
Idea roll?
What's that?
So an idea... Okay, so just so you're aware, I don't know if I explained this mechanic to you. When you get stymied, right, you can spend 10 luck and have an idea roll. What an idea roll is, what does my character put together that I have not? Okay? Now, for this roll, this is basically just tracking down somebody. It's connecting 2 and 2. So I'm not going to charge you luck for it, right? But it's for those situations where, what are we missing here? You can do that. And you can do that at any time. Just got to spend the luck.
And there's also know stuff, so you can be like, oh, do
I
I
have
happen
lots
to
of
know
luck.
something about
Do we
City
all have to do it?
Hall?
What's that?
Do we all have to do it?
No, what'll happen is you all make the idea rolls. Whoever makes it by the most finds him.
And that's the person who spends it?
No one spends the luck.
No.
Oh, we're not doing luck. Okay. 79.
Son of a bitch.
What's your idea roll?
70.
I found him.
You found him.
So no,
The
and
Frenchman finds
so
it.
you make it by the most.
Yeah.
Which means you made it.
Yeah.
All right. What's your no?
70.
70.
80.
Holy crap!
I rolled 86.
I
I'm
rolled
like
79.
decidedly unimpressed.
70
Yeah,
and I rolled
yeah.
79.
All right. Yeah. So you find him basically at the back door of an old warehouse, which has been turned into a jazz bar. The jazz bar is. Oh no.
I don't know how long. I think that was when the
That was
lock,
quite a while
when
ago.
the
Yeah.
lock didn't work.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you, he is there, and unlike the description, he's actually alone at the bar and listening to a jazz musician.
Is he sitting alone at a bar or at a table?
He's actually at a table
By himself?
by himself. There's only a single drink on the table, and yeah.
I go
Really
grab myself
degenerate.
a
I like
drink,
him.
go sit down with him,
Okay.
which I'm sure he's not real happy to see me because I'm
Yeah.
the one who stiffed him on info.
Oh, hello, my French friend. How are you?
Hi. So, we have something we want you to take a look at.
Oh,
I believe you had wanted some stuff, some information from our last visit. We finally have been able to put it together. We didn't want to show you too soon.
To make sure we had something good.
Yeah, we wanted to make sure that
He's going.
we were
He's intrigued.
that it wasn't just something like we wanted to make sure
Show me
it was
what you have.
yeah. I don't have it on me.
oh, you don't have it on.
Of course,
you.
well, we're gonna
Okay.
everyone take one picture.
Okay. So you show?
Well, I'll say
Will he come back to, I don't know, probably my iPad or
Yeah.
something, right? Like, I don't know what
Yeah,
the
this
best...
night's a bit of a bust.
They're still hanging on the
He
line.
throws some
right?
dollars onto the table and he stands up. You actually hear a couple of people at the bar. Good night, Mr. Elias. Good night, Charlie. Okay.
It's irregular.
okay,
What's the name of this
I
place?
see. I told him I'd pay him. Just I'm kind of glad I found him.
Do you want to pay for his drinks? Maybe as sort of an apology?
No.
Okay.
No. What's the name of the place we found him in?
Charlie's.
Nice.
I played it totally off as I'm repaying what we owed, and the only reason we didn't do it was because we didn't have.
No, I got that.
We didn't know what it was.
Okay. Okay, so you, Elias, you grab a cab back to the hotel. What hotel do you stay at? What's the name of your place? It's on your second page.
Chesterfield. I don't know.
Doesn't Elias have a car?
No, he doesn't drive.
I was guessing he was drunk
Okay.
and I can drive.
Okay, so you head back.
Yeah.
Really?
Do you have one of these printed pages? No.
Yeah, it's on the printed page.
Oh, it's the inventory. Yeah.
Bottom right somewhere.
Bottom
Bottom
right
right.
office. Beauregard block. The
Beauregard.
office apartment is Beauregard block.
Okay, so you guys take a cab to Beauregard Block. He turns to the cabbie. He gives him a couple bucks and he says, hang around for a little while. We'll see. I might need you again here shortly. Yeah, no problem, buddy. Takes the money. As he's walking, he says, so pretend like we're friends for a moment. Look over my shoulder. Is there a green sedan back there?
Gold fenders.
Do I see a green?
Yeah, stopped up the street.
Yeah. Oh, he's back.
Oh, you know who this guy is?
Yeah, they were following us the other day.
Well, they've been following me all of today. Made me feel odd enough that I figured I'd give my date the night off.
Just thinking to myself.
Okay. Yeah. So he says. So he kind of smiles widely, as if you guys are just friends talking in the evening. He says, "Shall we go see your friends?"
I'm not there. I have nothing to say.
You're not there?
Well, I'm not here to advise you.
I'm going to tell them, well, let's maybe go around back so that they don't see exactly where we're going.
All right. Okay.
I think it's smart. I'm not even, don't go through, like...
Take the back, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Are you going out of your way to try to make a stealthy approach to this building?
Yeah.
Okay. So stealth.
So where a car can't go?
Excellent.
I failed.
Okay. Excellent. Yep. So you you find all the other doors are locked. So
sort of dive do you think I live in?
yeah. So eventually you kind of you make a dash for the door, but as it turns out, you kind of catch the car to your eye as you're entering the door.
All right.
You kind of curse underneath your breath. Elias is like, great exercise. Is there a purpose behind all of that? As you guys enter the building.
I don't say anything about that. Just
All right.
keep going.
Beauregard Block is quite a large building. Okay, there's probably 100 offices in here. So,
But anything you slow them down on, right?
yeah. Okay. Do you guys all head back to the Beauregard Block?
Probably we assign certain places to go
Okay.
check and okay, head back at X time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So around 11 o'clock or so,
Yeah.
you guys are back at the Beauregard. You two are empty-handed, unable to find them. Yeah. Do you guys... Yeah, okay. So fair enough.
We're back in the office.
You're back in the office.
Waiting for him to show up.
Yeah, so he's actually there in your office because he has your key, I guess.
No.
Right. Yeah. So as you walk in, it's like, give me my key back.
Yeah. I'll thank Elias for joining us, and I'll pour him a drink of scotch or whatever I have.
Okay. Rock gut gin.
Rock
Gotcha.
gut gin, yeah, and hand it to him,
The gossip.
and be like, "Do you want a mixer?
Something
it's
local.
pretty rough."
It's good. I come from a pretty rough place. Tell me what you have.
I'll be like, sorry it's taken this long to repay your efforts.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever. What do you?
I'll put the maybe not the best picture, but a suggestive picture, and be like, "What do you think of that?" Yeah.
If I peek out the window without like doing, can I see the car?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and not only that, you can see like the cigarette. You
Okay.
know, sort of the.
No, I just wanted to see how many people are in it. Do I know? One for sure. Two, maybe two.
Well,
people
there's a guy sitting in the passenger seat, so
Okay.
if there's a driver as well, that'd make two at least.
Okay.
You know, I definitely know it. I'm just going to show them all the pictures
Okay.
and be like, this is what I found in one
Okay.
of the rooms at the Titus Club. Janky stuff. Thought this might be up your alley.
Nice. So he kind of looks at it.
Who took this crap?
Well, you need to shoot your photographer, but so this bell, I can't
Better
really make
equipment.
it out here, but the bell, did the handle have an open hand on it?
I didn't look that close, did I?
No, you're like,
Click, click.
I'll say that I was interrupted fairly quickly by an armed guard that necessitated hiding. So I was hoping to get a better look.
yeah.
at
So he's
it.
kind of looking at it really carefully, right? I can't really make it out. So, okay. So the bell, the candle, and the knife.
I'll be like, actually, I think the order was the knife, the candle, then the bell.
Well, that might be the case, but see this oddly shaped candle. I've seen that before in a book. It's there's an old mystic order, really old, like the Order of the Dark Pharaoh or something along that line. They were big in the 1850s in England. It was after they started exploring Egypt.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of Egyptian mysticism came back. Not really my specialty, but I've read a couple of books, and you're like, okay, not really your specialty, but you remember that specific kind of stuff. But you can really tell if that's the case because, first off, the candles themselves, the candle holders, they're oddly shaped. They don't really look like candle holders. The candle actually sits right inside, and there's breathing holes through it, and there's a bit of like a snake mythology to it, right? Did you see that on the can you describe the can? Yeah, no. Okay. But then the bell always had an open hand on the end of the.
She saw that you were up close.
Yes.
Is she able to weigh in on any of the like iconography or like
Well,
description?
he was describing just
Yeah.
those three items, right? And he says, this is. Now, have you described the ewer to him before? Or you didn't, right? You skipped over that part. You glossed over that part.
I don't think we told.
Because there was like the weird orgy that we
Yeah,
didn't
we
really
withheld
get
that
into.
little
so,
one. That's why this is my like. Here's what we didn't know about.
but this is like a picture of all the arcane stuff, right?
Right.
Occult stuff. It's like
that looks like a
He
bowl,
says-
a candlestick, and a
And,
bell.
and so this is from the house.
oh, this was on site. Yes,
Is that a yes or a no?
it was on site. I don't know what you're getting at from the house. Like, who knows, right? But it was there when I checked out the house.
This bowl is really interesting. Is that hands? Is that what I'm seeing here? Like, what is that?
I think they were
I-
hands. Hold
I
on.
don't know, Miranda. Like, you got a
Yes.
good eye for detail. I'll slide the picture over to her and be like, "Wait, what are you seeing there?"
No, it does look like hands.
Okay. Do you describe the detail? Because you got a pretty good look at the bowl, right? Do you describe it to him?
Yeah. I'll look at the picture and like I'm trying to read it out of there. I'm like, this
Your
is-
ability to recover details is actually a function of the no roll.
Oh, to remember.
I know this bowl.
It's up here. It's based on your
Education.
education.
I think your education's pretty decent, right?
Yeah, it's 80.
I do. Art, craft.
Are you kidding me?
Would you like to spend some luck?
How close are you?
98.
Holy
I don't
crap.
know.
Yeah, we've got. It's a good
I
thing
got
we're not in
tons
combat
of luck.
tonight.
I have tons of luck. How important is it that I describe this?
So what'll happen is how
Probably
important
not
is
that important.
probably not super important
No.
now.
I'll describe as much as I can. Yeah, it had. I don't even remember. It had.
Okay, so as
It's
you're
like-
describing,
it's like-
he's like taking notes,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, you describe the hands like were there 5 fingers on each of the hands? And you're like,
Sure.
fingers?
They were
Don't
like
most hands
regular
have 5
human
fingers?
hands, and there was
Right,
like
but there's it, right? You know.
filigree around the edge, and
Yeah. Okay. Can you maybe remember any of the symbols at all? And you're like, I kind of you kind of get
they
more
sort
of
of doodled like
sense of the
this,
symbol
and
and- yeah. Okay.
try to sort of draw from basically.
Yeah,
the
you find
pictures,
yourself
you know, just-
again
I just
unable
don't
to remember exacts.
Yeah.
Oh, this is all really interesting. So okay, when you look at these items here, the items of the Dark Pharaoh, this is Egyptian mysticism, right? So this is old, and again, a lot of this came out of Egypt during the first explorations, and it went to England. But this is bold the way you describe it. This isn't Egyptian. Like that doesn't feel the same. Like their iconography is very distinctive, and he gets a little bit, he waxes perhaps a little bit too scholastic. You can tell that not only does he know a lot of this stuff, but he really likes it. Like he's into it, right? Like the details that he brings out are kind of like, okay.
Can we have a tick mark on occult?
What's that?
Can we have a tick mark on an occult?
You didn't roll on a cult. Sure, why not? Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's giving
If
us a
your
crash
cult
course.
is less than 30,
Check.
yes.
My occult is 5. Anything is an improvement.
Yeah.
Actually, Edward's occult is like 70.
Oh, right.
Eddie.
Too bad.
So of all the nights for him not to be here, yeah. Okay. So he describes. So what does it mean exactly? So it looks almost like there's 2 different cults or 2 different types of occult devices, or
Mingling their mystics.
Yeah, I'll mention that. Yeah, I'll say
so
like,
these were in Kittredge's room.
No.
So these aren't because up until now I've always thought that Kittredge was somehow involved in this. That's kind of the. He's very mysterious. I don't know if you know this, but he shows up at the Titus Club, but then after he leaves the Titus Club, he basically vanishes. He only appears at like very specific events, but during the day you can't find him at all. Period. Where he is, he's not at the Kittredge house. He doesn't stay at this Titus Club. He's just gone.
He's the devil.
Does Kittredge speak German?
I wouldn't imagine so. Although he did spend time in Europe, perhaps.
I'll say, this stuff was found in a room which should have been locked, and I'll look like slightly like a shifty about it.
Okay.
And the armed person that I was hiding from ended up doing some sort of mumbo jumbo with the items. Lit a candle. I heard the scrape of the dagger. The bell rang, and then someone else must have come in the room because there was clear as a bell someone speaking German.
Like someone else entered the room.
I didn't hear the person enter the room and I couldn't see anything, but 100% there was another voice very clear.
So was there another door somewhere?
I couldn't see the door from where I was hiding.
Interesting.
I don't know if you've hidden from armed men before, Elias?
I've had occasion.
Yeah, so if you got a good hiding spot, you don't move for a better look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would have been fascinating to know. So who do you think the speaker was? Who was talking?
The second voice?
Well, no. Who's the first voice?
Armed person on
Oh,
site.
that's right. You never saw it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saw the feet from his hiding place.
That's right.
Yeah.
You mentioned that he was German.
I'll mention that he's speaking German.
German.
He understood.
Oh, right. Does Elias speak German? Right? Because does what's the call speak German? Kittredge. No, Kittredge doesn't. I don't think Kittredge went to Europe, but his butler is German. An older fella, scars on his face from gas wounds in the war.
Sounds like a nasty Bosch.
Okay, do you spit out that you recognized him? Because you definitely did. From his description, it's very clear.
He doesn't want to say that.
Can I ask you why you're hiding stuff from Elias? Just curious.
Me personally?
Yeah.
None of us want to give him the... I don't trust him.
We don't know who he is.
You know, I have to say, as a player, I'm always very reticent to share information with helpful NPCs. I'm trying to decide, like, do I have a good reason to trust this guy with more information?
He's a journalist. He's going to blab it everywhere.
He's an author.
Doesn't matter at this point.
As long as we don't...
We're basically shifting attention away from the person we're worried about, right?
Yeah.
If he's unconcerned about who's at this party, including Addison, and is more suddenly fixated on the German, it's like, this is probably plays to, like, what we're trying to do.
Mm.
So I think motivationally, sure, I'll be like, oh, yeah, like, scarred up, scary-looking older guy. Yeah. No, that kind of aligns, because he I didn't get a great look at him, but he had a Mauser pistol. I sure as shit saw that.
So what does it mean? Why? Okay, so first off, Kittredge never goes anywhere without his German. Every time I've seen him, he's in the shadow. He's right there. So where's Kittredge that this fellow isn't with him?
Mr. Elias, what, maybe you have a list of questions you'd like to ask of this German. And maybe if I came by the answers to those questions, it might be worth something to you.
What? I know what you're saying, but he's like, what?
I'm just saying that maybe if I could find out some answers to questions that you'd be interested in.
Are you suggesting you're gonna...
No, sir. I'm not suggesting anything.
I'm suggesting any answers that you give me that were induced by violence might be difficult to put into a book.
Anonymous sources, sir.
Okay, now, do you tell him about Mason's concern about this party that's coming up on Saturday?
Well, we're on Thursday night, right?
Yep. Late Thursday night now, about 1 a.m.
That's okay. We can just borrow some medical grade cocaine from and keep rolling for the next 2 days straight. And yes, Your Honor, we did inject a lot of cocaine before we raided the house and set it on fire.
Is it burning down the house coming? Is that what I see in the future?
Well, I'm actually surprised that Garrett didn't start a fire to, like, escape the morgue or the hospital. Like, when you were like, oh, there's a fire escape, I was thinking, well, it's really funny that you called a fire escape. That's the way out, because I was expecting there to be a fire to get out here.
You guys have misconceptions about my character.
We didn't need that.
Yeah.
What do you think? I guess I can't really pose it to you guys. I'm talking. Unless you want to pipe up. Do I mention it?
You're doing the talking, but at the same time, you know...
You might be glancing at us and we could give you, like, yeses and nos.
Yeah.
Or if you went overboard, like, started saying too much, one of us might go...
Yeah, so, I mean, like...
Subtle cues.
What is Elias after here? Like,
he's an author.
I'm looking for, basically I'm looking for paid work here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
So,
what does he need to know that what he'd be willing to pony up some cash for, basically? Like, hire us and we can get more information for you in some way or another. What is it you need to know?
Are you guys interested in being hired by Elias? You guys aren't private detectives.
I don't know, why do we need to be hired by him? Because we're just for money? We're looking for the same
Because he's looking for work. I've
yeah.
got a job. I wouldn't be
I
pushing
have a
her
job,
either
too.
way or not, but
When
granted,
I
I wouldn't
first,
mind a kickback.
when I first talked to him, and I was telling him, we told him, I'm trying to remember how much I told him.
You didn't tell him much.
I didn't tell him much. Did I say there was a bowl?
Yeah.
He wasn't very happy
Edward
with us.
was a blah.
So I could say, you know what, this
Although
is
in
the
watching
bowl.
the video, he actually wasn't that bad, in
No.
fairness. I'm just going to use the washroom, guys. I'll be right
Sure.
back. You guys can continue to discuss what's going to happen.
Because I don't know that I said that this was the bowl that they
I
were
don't
drinking
think so.
from.
I don't think so. I don't
So
even
they
know
were
if you
drinking
meant-
from a big bowl. I
Yeah.
did say that, and then weird stuff happened, and they all started taking off their clothes, and I left. I think that's what
Yeah.
I told him.
Yeah.
So if I want to say now this, okay, so this is, I believe this is the bowl that I saw, because I'm looking at blurry pictures too, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it is the same bowl, but if I tell him that that's the one that they were drinking this nectar from, that's another extra piece.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if we're trying to protect Addison and Mason, it totally makes sense to throw Elias leads. It's probably somewhat unrelated, right? Maybe it's will bite us in the ass, but like at this point, it's like we were being very reticent because we didn't want Addison's name to come out. It's like, well, who was there? It's like, we don't know, and he got all like annoyed about that. It's like, well, here's some tags from cars, you know, here's some people who were there. Like we were reticent about exactly what happened and who was there because we were trying to protect Addison. So I think if we're like, oh yeah, this German guy sounds horrible, occult stuff, yeah, like why don't we like work that line of inquiry, then he'll totally be distracted away from the whole Addison line, right? I do sort of feel like at a certain point, like maybe we should sneak into the house, make a sound, have the Kraut come down, bosh him over the head, bosh the Bosch, and tie him up and question the guy. We can wear masks.
Yeah.
When did Teddy Kennedy become president? I guess they don't have novelty masks back then. It would be like we could wear like clan hoods or something,
Yeah.
right?
Elias won't join us. What's up?
I said we should maybe. I'm thinking we should probably sneak into the Titus Club, make a sound downstairs, bosh the Bosch, tie him up, and interrogate him. Like, well, we can wear masks because, like, well, there probably isn't novelty masks, so maybe we can just wear like clan hoods or something. And Garrett's like, oh yeah, we should invite Elias along for that.
So I want to just see if there's any difference to him adding. Like I told him that there was this big bowl that they were drinking this nectar, and then they all started taking their clothes off, and I left because it was getting weird. So maybe like, you know, I think that might be the bowl that I saw them drinking from. That looks very much like it, and that's where they kept this nectar in.
So this one here, the one that's actually at the house right
I'm
now.
pretty certain it is.
So,
Do you know what a bowl like that would have been used for?
you see, the picture's really kind of grainy. So, perhaps if I was to see it, I might be able to tell you.
I'll just go and grab it and bring it for you. I
Well,
think we can take it from the house.
why not?
Go pinch the bowl.
Pinch the bowl. It's just a bowl. It shouldn't be that hard to pick it up
Wear
and
gloves.
cart it off.
Slip it in a sack without touching it.
If I could see the bowl, obviously, okay. So we're getting close. So whoever this German fellow is, he obviously is related to this somehow. So we have to figure out why. And he's obviously the guardian of this thing. I'm sorry, did you describe your first encounter with it to him?
I just said that there was a bowl. No, I didn't say that.
Okay.
There's a bowl at the party, and
So it's
people
obvi-
start taking off
I didn't tell
clothes
him
after
about
drinking
seeing it
from
in
the
the
bowl.
cupboard. And
So obviously some sort of ritual implement. So yeah, I'd love to know more about whatever this cult is, but without actually seeing the implements, I'm not going to be able to do any more research into its roots. So I'm definitely going to need that to. I'm willing to pay for it, if that makes a difference.
I'm sure we can get it.
do we try and take him back?
That's what I'm
With us?
thinking is, I'm sure we can get him
Me
in.
just there at if we're all just going and no one's there, then he may as well come along.
I'm pretty sure there's going to be an armed person there. And Elias sounds averse to violence.
Yes, he is an author. He's an adventuresome author, but he is
Then he can hide in the shrubbery.
he's
until
not a
he's
combat
attacked.
author.
He'll have better hide skill than us.
If we're in a position to abscond with the bull, we'll probably do that. I don't know that we can intentionally set ourselves up to do, some sort of thieving caper to grab it for you.
Right. Besides that, it would change whatever they're doing. We really need to know what that is. Like, what is it that they're after? What are they doing?
Maybe
Perhaps-
those 2 books besides the bowl will
I
push
was
it
thinking,
out.
perhaps perhaps you could have a look at the books. Maybe there's something in
Just
there.
cart off the whole thing, you'd have all the implements and you could figure it out, right? What could possibly go wrong?
If I had a better picture, I have a contact at Arkham University who might be able to help us.
Ooh.
Sure.
But I'm going to need. They have to be better than this.
I can go put a piece of paper over it and with the pencil.
Ooh, a rubbing.
Yeah,
Rubbing. I could maybe do a rubbing of
A
the...
rubbing would be perfect. Yes, that would be excellent.
Okay. So we should go back, and if we meet the guy, we'll tie him up or whatever. Maybe we can go get a better look and he's not there.
Sure, yeah, make it look like a simple robbery.
Totally. Let's go back.
Yeah, sure.
Now I want to see the bell.
Okay.
Well, we should probably do this before Saturday, since
Yeah.
that's a party day.
Yeah.
Okay. So when do you want to do that?
Well,
Okay.
Tonight.
tonight
right
while it's
now.
dark.
How are you going to get out there?
It's 1 o'clock in the morning. We don't have a car.
Plus, although you got interrupted, daytime tends
How
to be...
close are we to calling it?
Pretty close.
I'll look out the window and be like, don't we?
Yeah. Green with gold fenders. How do you feel about green?
Do you want to trade out?
He hasn't got nothing to trade. You go take it.
Yeah. Trade nothing for something.
This strikes
Acquire.
me as fairly hard-boiled, right? It's
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
we go out, we smash some skulls together, we take their car, we go out there, we get the item.
Mm-hmm.
Leave, like, the mooks we smashed tied up on site. Like,
Okay.
whatever.
So are we talking about a carjacking here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
100% yes to carjacking.
Okay. I like the idea. We have a little bit more time. You can do that now. If
Maybe
you
I could
wish.
just walk up to them, as a girl, and just, hey boys,
Remember
As
they-
a
just see
distraction.
what the distraction.
Yeah.
Just go up and see what if I can get any find out who they are, if I can, because I don't know that they've been following.
Well,
me.
now that we're in, we could probably get out one of the back doors.
Oh, yeah.
Well, especially because he knows how to do that.
I'll
yeah.
circle around and I could walk.
It's not
up.
your place, right?
Are they parked anywhere convenient that'd be easy to, like, slip around a block and, like, sneak up on their car?
Depending on how good they are,
I wouldn't
you
even
know,
sneak.
you know the back doors out of the block, right? The block itself covers an entire block,
Right.
and there's a small courtyard in the center, right? So you know how to get out of the building other than through the front door.
Me, you sneak around, send her out front.
I could
engage.
act drunk and just stumble right up to the car.
We engage.
Engage.
They might want to help a dame in distress at 1 a.m.
Okay. So is that the plan?
Yeah.
Okay.
We could also have Elias and you walk, and presumably they'd start following you.
Hmm.
And if you stop in the right place, they would probably be like, oh, they'll probably stop in the shadow by that alley, and we just walk, like, out of the alley and, like, stick a gun through the window. I'd be like, so, we understand you're wanting to chat with us.
Nice car.
It's probably better if we know where they are, though, because we can't guarantee that they would do that. Yeah, sure. If the car looks at all like a reasonable spot where we'd be able to, like, do a sneak approach.
Okay.
Probably not sitting under a lamp post.
They are streetwise enough not to park underneath a lamppost.
Yeah.
That said, there are not a lot of lampposts in 1925, right?
Yeah.
So there's kind of like a little pool of light here, and then 100 yards down the road, there's another little pool of light.
We'll ask Elias to go out the front door and, like, light a smoke.
Okay.
And you can go out with him and be talking as, like, something
I'll
to
hang
pay
off his arm.
attention.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have your weapons with you?
I'm in my office.
With you? Okay.
I always have at least one gun here. I have 2 guns here. Do you have a firearm?
Oh yeah, I have a gun.
I think I have a gun one.
I also have 2 knives.
Great.
You'll have to disarm.
I have my little pistol.
Okay. So you have a pistol? Alright. Sounds like you're going to try carjacking.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to give you that you can exit the building without being seen. To approach the car, it is dark, okay? And so I'm going to give you advantage on your stealth. Okay? So, but you will need stealth to approach the car unseen.
Do you want both of us to roll, or how do you want to like split the difference between our stealths, or what's the best way?
So the way it works is, if you get, you both need a success.
Okay.
If one of you gets a special success, you can cover for the other guy.
Okay. Critical.
Thank God.
0, 1.
Nice.
So that'll be a check mark.
Damn.
Did you trip?
All right. Yeah.
Do I get to like stick the gun in the guy's nose as he like reaches out to like ash his cigarette?
Success, right?
Critical.
Critical.
Okay.
0, 1.
Ooh, 16. I got a special success on notice. Okay.
So it would count as a basic success, right?
Yes.
Because I'm 1 up from them.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. But you lose 1 because you have to give 1 success to him.
Ooh.
That's right. So what this means is that you approach the car, but you do not get...
The drop.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly. You get to, I would say, imagine that you're 1 car length behind the car when they notice you.
Okay.
Okay? Are you guys on different sides of the car? Same side of the car?
Probably.
Different sides?
I think it would probably make sense for us to like slide in on both sides of the car, right?
Okay. Who's on the driver's side?
Sure. 1, 2, 3. 1.
You're on the
am.
driver's side.
I win. I'm on the driver's side.
Okay. All right. And your guns are in your hand?
You okay?
I would say my gun is in my hand, in my pocket,
Yeah.
in the trench coat. You know,
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
cold.
Ready, the clip's loosened. It's
Yeah.
an easy out.
I got you. Okay. What do you have? You have a...
I have a revolver.
Okay, and you have a...
I have a revolver and an automatic. One's a 41, one's a 32. Like, I don't know what would be better.
32 is going to be more of a concealable gun. The 41 is definitely like, it's actually a full-size gun.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, probably.
It's a dad's gun.
It's a which gun?
A dad's gun?
Oh.
Yeah. Well, no. Like a 41 is going to be like a full-size revolver.
Yeah.
A 32 automatic is something that's like almost like a purse gun or something you wear like underneath
Oh, I see.
at your
Your
ankle.
garter?
At your ankle.
Probably have my revolver then.
Okay.
Yeah,
good.
I probably have my purse gun hidden
Okay.
somewhere. Pursy.
Okay.
Maybe near a sack or something.
Sure. Okay. Okay, so your guns are shoved into your pockets. Okay, so you are... you get to within about a car length or so when suddenly there's a movement in the car. You see like one guy flick out the cigarette and you can hear sudden cursing from in the car. Okay? So we're actually going to do initiative
It's real combat.
with guns.
Oh, wait. Did our distraction assist at all?
Oh, good question.
Luck roll.
What? No. Actually, I'm going to make it a performance roll.
Oh, no one's good at that. I like it.
Except we don't have
Performance, let's see.
Would that be an art?
Art. Yeah, art, acting.
So
Yeah,
5%.
All right. So
How about persuade?
persuade's only when somebody can hear you.
Disguise?
Right, you're trying to draw somebody's attention, right?
Psychology? No? Persuade? Perform?
Pharmacy.
Do
Smoke bomb!
you want it like skill based, or do you just want it to be sort of
Survival.
What would it be? Yeah, okay. You got enough space down there?
It's like deception, right? Like you're kind of.
It's not a skill either, though. It's
actually
tough to slot in, right?
It is. I think I'm actually going to go with... Since you're not actually talking to them, I think I will actually go just with straight luck.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Nope.
You have whiffed so many luck rolls this evening.
No luck.
Alright, yeah, okay, go on that.
I don't think I've made
He's
an
not even
important
looking
roll
at
yet.
us.
Skill roll. I've made
He's
my
not-
luck rolls for the most part.
Not even looking at us. Kiss me, Elias.
Okay. So, what occurs here is everybody declares at the same time.
Nice.
Okay, and then we roll to see who's most successful.
I'm gonna draw my gun, rushing forward, and be like, "Freeze, you son of a bitches, or you're a dead man." So I'm gonna try and intimidate them.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, so what's going to happen is these guys are... They are definitely not desirous of getting into a shootout in the street. Like they were trying... They're not assassins, right? They're not... They're obviously trying to observe you surreptitiously, and they have failed. But at the same time, you guys might be, here to do them harm.
That's why I'm yelling freeze.
Yeah. And so what I'm going to say is they will slap leather and try to get into the car, right? Because to be shot dead in a car would just be bad.
Sorry, they're gonna try and flee from the car?
Well, they're going to try and get out of the car,
Okay.
right? Actually, no. My apologies. Yeah, the one guy is actually going to just turn on the car and hammer away. Okay? What are you going to do?
I'm coming on the outside. So you're actually going to the driver.
There's running boards, right?
Yeah.
So hopping. Boards.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to obviously run up with my gun out too, because that was the plan. Although he gets a little drunk. He's like, "Ah!" Oh, maybe.
I really hope we get this car. I hope we get to crash it too. Oh my god. Oh, getting ahead of myself. I want to tie these guys up and put them in the trunk. And that way if we crash the car, it solves itself. All by accident.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll try intimidating too.
Okay. You can also run forward and grab somebody, right? Because I think you have a pretty spectacular problem.
Yeah, I could do that. Okay, yeah, no, I'll run and try to grab the guy.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. So we will roll. Now, you are across the road, and you see a sudden flurry of action. What do you do?
Start shooting!
I spray wildly into the dark.
Oh, they're supposed to be unreal. They've been watching Elias, so they know who he is. They're not going to be watching us anymore.
Well, they may or may not know who we are in any detail. They
Right.
could have just saw the accident that happened at the hospital and been like, "Oh, let's follow this car." Good thing you reported the car stolen.
Yeah, they picked you up at Mary's autopsy.
Yeah.
This is not the same car that was following us.
Yes.
It was. Yeah.
It is.
That was
Yeah.
before the accident. That's why we had the accident.
Yeah. And it
So-
happened after we were leaving the autopsy. But that doesn't mean they have like facial on us. They just
Right.
means shit went down and they're like, "Oh, hey, let's follow this car." And then they buggered off when there was an accident because they didn't want to be seen around that. See, it was all part of the master plan.
So, do you do anything?
This is the underworld.
They're not going to be
sniffing
looking at us
around the
anymore.
tiny
I'll be ready with my gun if I need
Okay,
to.
so you assume shooting position.
I guess I'm going to like hide behind.
You
I'll grab
aim.
Elias
You
if I
hide
need
behind
to.
Elias.
are-
Don't come any closer.
So officially, that is aiming.
Aiming?
Okay. All right. Let's do some rolls.
How do we roll for initiative? D10? 100%? Percentile? Sorry.
There's actually two ways of doing initiative.
Which way would you like us?
I'm actually going to go with non-phased combat, meaning that we all roll dice at the same time and then interpret what happens.
Excellent.
Okay? Okay. And... okay. So, what'd you get?
0-3.
So, critical success.
Yeah.
Yes.
96.
Ooh, not so good. Okay.
Can't grab him through the window.
Okay, so I have 2 regular successes. Okay, so your success will actually go first. Okay. Yes?
Yes.
And you were intimidating.
That's right. So I'm telling them to freeze, or
Okay.
I'll shoot them dead in the
I got
street.
any more
We're on
dice?
to you.
Borrow your pencil. Okay, and 96. So 96 goes last.
I figured.
Yep. Okay. Okay, so 29 will lose his action because he is. You're like, you jump up, freeze! Right? Your boom void.
Oh, gun you down, you son of a bitch! Yeah.
And he basically, he's like, he was the guy who was about to drive away because he's obviously the driver. Okay. Now you reach in to try to grab the guy. He doesn't have to fend you off, but you don't have to, because you kind of
The window is shut. The window's not open.
Okay. So he successfully arms himself and kicks the door open
On which side?
on the passenger side. Okay. Actions. You're aiming at the car. Mm-hmm. You may shoot at any time. You just
Not there in the way. No.
You may choose
There's
to.
that. Okay.
May choose to. Yeah.
Actions.
How close is he to me?
From you to Dave.
Okay. I'm going to use some of my military training to step in so he can't actually shoot me
Right.
and try to disarm him.
Okay. Sounds good. Disarm.
I'll continue my run up to the driver and have the gun up to his head
Okay.
and be like, "Don't do anything stupid."
Okay. So you've already successfully intimidated him. You do
Okay.
not need to do so again. So you can.
Turn off the car.
Yeah. Well, the car's not running yet, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'll pull him out of the car and lay him on the ground.
Sounds like a
right,
fighting
yeah.
roll. Sounds good. Okay. And you're aiming. Okay. So, anytime you want to act, since you have held from last action, what you'll do is you'll interrupt somebody who's actually acting now.
I'm
So-
running towards the car now.
Okay, you're moving
Yeah.
towards the car. Okay.
Yeah. And be there as backup. And do something heroic.
72. Mhm. Okay.
Critical success on the disarm.
Nice!
Woo!
Critical or special?
Critical.
Critical. Nice.
Hey.
Put a check mark in your brawling.
Yay!
Simple success with fighting.
Simple success with fighting. Okay, so your guy's intimidated, meaning he surrenders. With a simple success, you're able to pull him from the car. Your guy, he has the gun out. Okay, you step in and sort of slap it away. Now, in order to do that, what we need to do is it will be your strength versus his strength. Okay. However, he got no successes versus I got no successes versus your critical success.
Correct.
Success,
Okay.
special, critical.
Yeah, so it's 3 levels. Rather than rolling all the dice, I'm just going to say you're successful. Okay? So you basically grab him, throw the hand up against the door. He's bigger than you are, but your surprise has kind of caught him off guard. Okay? And so when you throw his arm up against the door, the handle into the 38 automatic that's there kind of, flies off into the night.
does he surrender?
What's
As
that?
Miranda runs up with a gun. We've got a few guns pointing at him.
Yeah. So, but he doesn't have his gun out, right? So,
Okay.
and he doesn't. I'm going to rule that he doesn't know what's happening on the side of the car, right?
Okay, so he doesn't know about the driver,
Correct.
but she runs up.
Well, he hears freeze. I'll gun
Yeah.
you down.
Then there's arms in the window.
I'm going to make a willpower check. Willpower is straight 50. He's average 65.
Yeah.
Okay. So he surrenders as well as you arrive. From jogging across the street with your gun to him.
I have handcuffs times 2. Guess who's getting handcuffs? Both of them.
All right. So you handcuff both of them, and we're going to call it there.
Sounds good.
Okay.
I'm going to pick up the 38 automatic.
I figured as soon as you wrote it down. 38, my gun.
38 my gun.
Okay.
Dang it, I was ready to leap across the hood, slide, and...
That's when you critically fail.
Yeah.
Gun goes
No,
off.
I'm... No, Miranda.
All right.
No,
Okay. So you have captured 2 thugs. Okay. We are going to call it there. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. This has been The Torment of Anglesey. I think we're actually getting closer to the real mystery here.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of progress tonight. And we'll see you again in 2 weeks. Take care.